you!
You're scared. And you should be.
This is not your company anymore.
Leave the cheek of CM Punk.
Out! Combo move! This is what they've been doing! Hey, McAfee!
Everyone shut the up and sit down!
We got a mom in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick!
I'm Mina Shirakawa. I used to be a model. I want to put on a big show.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Saturday Shenanigans, hosted by yours truly, the Renegade JJ Williams. Hi guys. Hi guys. CM Punk drama bullshit to the side. I still consider Hangman the worst AEW champion they've had. First of all, we're going to bring in Walter Cruz.
I said that as a joke when what's his name did his promo Monday. He said, "I'm from a prestige university." I said he majored in Steiner Man.
We've got the He Man, James Hebert, in the house.
I do really cool and dumb things on the internet.
Right. A lot of shit going on here. A lot of fucking crazy ass shit.
Where is Noah JD? Well, say his name and he appears, because we believe in Noah Foster.
Fuck is this intro? It is one of those things where as fans we do have these desires of what we want to see, but sometimes you can't always get what you want, and there are reasons you truly don't get what you want. I wouldn't even listen to this in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What the fuck is this shit? God, rapid whack. Like I said, never been a greater time to be a wrestling fan, and with more companies in a more lucrative spot, in a more comfortable business spot, in a sense of mind, it seems, than ever. Again, WWE is not the only one. It is not the end-all, be-all. So let's go back to the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams to get the official word. JJ, speak!
Make sure you tune in every week, because you never know who's going to drop in to join the shenanigans. Catboy is in the house.
Hello, my internet family. I say if you want to make them as evil as possible, make them really mad.
We have Mansfield joining the party now. What is going on, Josh?
Like I told no one when we were in Cleveland, him joining Chase U was just an unfortunate side effect of my shenanigans towards you, JJ. I know how it can get better, Noah. The panel chooses you.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
You said that so like.
We got the intro back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just like how you and I had lunch together the other week.
That was different.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King is here. Say his name and he appears. We believe in King A-Train. There are so many believers in Joe Hendry. The only person on this panel that doesn't believe in Joe Hendry is King A-Train. Tell the world why you do not believe in Joe Hendry.
The reason I do not believe Joe Hendry is he is Fandango 2.0 in a entrance merchant. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Hey! There's nothing wrong with being an entrance merchant. He has some of the best entrances of all time.
Teleporting into the command center, all the way from Angel Grove High, Datilla.
Oh, yeah. I went to the command center on Thursday. I went to Vasquez Rocks, which is where they filmed a lot of episodes. Somebody actually climbed to the very top of those rocks. I made it halfway. I was like, I'm not going up there. Definitely Toni Storm versus Mariah May. That's the one match I probably am looking forward to the most. I really like the story. I'm familiar with All About Eve, so if it plays out that way, I kind of know how this is gonna go.
Say goodnight, Datilla.
Good night.
James, you did say his name, so he shall appear, ladies and gentlemen. first time on the Shenanigans. Jeff Meacham is in the motherfucking house.
Ah! All right, we're coming in hard with the botch. All right, fucking hell. It's good to be back. It's good to have an opportunity to talk to the crowd on a Saturday. If you want to have yourself stomach through it, you can go back and watch when the Main Event Mafia took over Impact. That's what James is talking about. So if everybody just joined us, we're talking about people sedating people, attempted murder, boys, and tips. Welcome to Saturday Shenanigans, everybody. Aren't you glad I'm back?
Welcome back, Jeff.
Cool.
Oh, good lord. The year just started. I'm already back in the daggone moderator seat of buffoons. But regardless, good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year to you, and welcome back once again to the weekly moderator conversation directly madness. That is, this time, the Sunday brunch edition of the usual Shenanigans. I am your host for the evening. Thank you to my mom for dinner, by the way. This is Mendel Foster. Good to see everybody in the chat, as always. Shout out to Savette and Charles Schultz. Without further ado, because I haven't ate in like 12 hours and just took my blood pressure medicine too, let's go ahead and bring in the gaggle fools I have to deal with this fine afternoon. First and foremost, I acknowledge him as non-Aussie Wildbeing, as Grayson Waller, and the New Day still sucks, but he is the original baller of No DQ. Big Baller G, OBG1, is in the virtual building. Big Baller, how you doing?
What's up? Yeah, I'm doing good. This is my first time on the Sunday brunch Shenanigans, so this will be interesting for sure.
Yeah, considering you're dealing with me as the host, so word knows how you guys are going to drive me through hell. But I am looking forward to engaging with you on this fun little forum too. And that being said, let's go ahead and bring in the rest of the panel. Right now, he is not playing Daytona. He is playing something else, as he's always ready to level up, either in conversation, in puns, or in video games while raging. And right now, he has no idea that I brought him in as he's racing. But of course, it is Mr. Reliable himself, Walter Cruz. Walter, how are you? And did you wipe out
good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing rock and roll racing, and these stupid ass oil spills are screwing me over. But you got to be old school to know what that is. This game was from 1993.
As a fan of nostalgia, I approve. Speaking of nostalgia, it doesn't get more nostalgic than this man with movie reviews. I could probably name you a classic in black and white, not involving Thomas Tony Storm. Our own movie aficionado himself, Batsino in the Sky, Pride Anna West style, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. And of course, I want to give a shout out again to JJ for all the incredible work he did with the inaugural Celestial Studios Awards and what he continues to do here. JJ, how are you?
I'm doing well. Got about a little less than an hour before I got to dip out of here and start making my way to work. It is what it is, but I'll be in the chat room once we part ways visually.
All right. Well, always good to have you here. And as you always say, always good to be seen. Speaking of always good to be seen, this face is always great to be seen because she's yours, she's mine, she's our Canadian friend, Ash. Hello, Ash.
Hi.
How are you, my pal? You look at you possibly ever moved from Wrestle Kingdom finally.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Surprisingly, I'm not that tired as I thought I would be, but you know.
Well, it doesn't help that I'm on blood pressure stuff as well.
Mhm.
That induces drowsiness and brings out the evil in me. But I'm fine. Tranquilo. But good deal. And appreciate you again, Ben. If you didn't already, subscribe to Data Barrett for Wrestling. She did a phenomenal job on the call, as well as Walter did. And thank you to everybody that tuned in. All 230 of you by the end last I saw. As again, you make the project continue to persist and pursue in what was definitely an event of the year, saying the bar, and we're just 4 days in. So thank you. And last but not least, the other half of the Canadian Connection, always professional. Well, more professional than another man under 3 letters that usually is on these forums under a different brand. Of course, we are talking about what's on the menu today for him. Nick Ferrantes. Nick, how are you?
Honey, it's not supposed to go in this hole. It's supposed to go in the other hole.
Okay,
God,
so he's
God damn it.
He's
Hey, boys.
that square peg doesn't go in a round hole. Good to know. All right.
When did you turn into Nick's wife that keeps talking during my shenanigans?
That's about as intelligent of a comment I thought I was going to get, and we're only 9 minutes in, so already I'm surrounded by idiots. What else?
No, sorry guys. I have to be professional. I am prim and proper. I need to get my tie. I got a lot of shit I gotta get.
Right, professional, quote unquote. Where have I heard that shit before? All right, shout out to Polyman and Safet. Remember, I'm the host. Don't trigger me, effers. Again, good to see everybody in the chat. Well, again, without further ado, we're already 4 days into this wild new year. A lot's gone down the wrestling business. A lot of speculation to come with what is to happen this week. So I guess we'll go ahead and get right into it this fine afternoon. So you all saw the thumbnail. We've had a lot of unique changes. We, of course, saw Wrestle Kingdom 20 bid a career farewell in one of the greatest retirements I've ever seen. We also had title changes across AEW and WWE. So I think we'll start simple with some round-robin discussing what have you seen so far this week that has surprised you. Green Widow Nightingale, being Mercedes with name becoming a 2-time US champion, Julia winning the United States Championship again against Chelsea Green. And of course, for those that actually are fans of Senior Young Pro Wrestler, if you want to engage anything regarding Hiroshi Tanahashi's career in the retirement from Wrestle Kingdom 20. Because he's right now on a deadline, I'll start with JJ here to get his thoughts on one particular person, to say the least, if nobody else. JJ, this week's been kind of wild. Multiple title changes, multiple call-ups. We've seen a career end. We've seen somebody come back to WWE for the first time, not their previous identity, as Zack Ryder is dead. What's been your thoughts so far this first few days of the professional wrestling business? Go for
it. Hell of a first few days, you know. I was wondering what we were going to have to talk about coming off of, you know, the New Year's Eve shenanigans and doing the awards and everything. I figured if anything, it would be Wrestle Kingdom talk, maybe a little about the GCW show, recap the winners of the awards. I was expecting a kind of dull show. But then I heard about everything that happened on SmackDown, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, we're making moves. We're making moves. You know, whether they're the right move or the wrong move remains to be seen. You know, it's only a couple of days removed from it, but I'm excited for what's on the horizon. You know, that there's a CEO that is no longer champion over in one company. You know, a bit of wrath has reclaimed the power that she never should have fucking lost in the first place. So, of course, that made me happy. Then we've got Julia. I want to be happy about Julia being champion again. But considering the way they handled her last run, I'm not exactly optimistic. Cardona coming back. Awesome. Orton coming back. Well, not exactly sure where he was because I don't think he was injured. You know, he just seemed to kind of been MIA for a little bit. Trick and Jordan getting called up, or so it seems. Long overdue for Jordan. You know, for most people's accounts, she never should have been in the silver and black brand once she was officially signed. But I still hold to my firm belief that she would have been up already had Naomi not gotten pregnant. You know, not to make it sound like Naomi getting pregnant's a bad thing. Do your thing, girl. I know it's something that she wanted, but I think that really derailed plans for Jordan. So we're going to have to see what happens going forth with her now. I like that Trick is on the blue brand, as is Mello, as is Lash. So that could become something down the road if it doesn't, you know, right off the bat, because I haven't seen SmackDown due to being at work, so I don't know if there was any interaction. But it would be nice to see them all come together, and especially if Kalani gets called up. Put her on the blue brand too. That way you've got Mello and Lonnie, Trick and Lash, Trick Mello all together. I think that could be dangerous. Wrestle Kingdom, from everything that I heard watching your guys' coverage last night, sounds like it was a hell of a show. It sounds like Noah was very happy that the House of Torture was not successful in most of their matches.
The answer is yes.
I woke up this morning, picked up my phone like I always do because, got to shut off the alarm. So picking up the phone. And then I started scrolling through stuff and seeing some of the clips from the ceremony for Tanahashi. And I got to admit, I'm like, okay. It feels like Tanahashi got the Ric Flair send-off. But from everything that I've heard, Tanahashi's a much better man than Rick was. So,
amen.
I don't want to say that Rick didn't deserve it, but just watching the clips that I saw of Tanahashi and the music hitting, someone calling out, Tanahashi getting emotional in the ring, very reminiscent of Ric Flair's retirement on Raw the night after his match with HBK. And I liked it. Seeing Kota Ibushi freaking gimping down to the ring there, it's like, that just goes to show what Tanahashi means to people. Dude's having a hard time walking, but he's out there to pay his respects. Shibata getting in the ring, taking his shirt off, the two locking up, starting to chop each other. Got to walk with the switchblade, if even for a moment. All pretty cool.
All right. Well summed up. Thank you for that. Well, hello, Big G. Again, you've been in and out on a lot of wrestling, but of course we know Monday Night Raw is coming up. Braun Breaker, CM Punk, they had their little final phase of Braun Breaker shaking though like a chihuahua. Of course, this past Friday was the first SmackDown to go to 3 hours. Lord help Aaron Riff going forward. Not dealing with that bleep. And of course, MJF now at the forefront of AEW with a list of already 7 names that says, keep your beep away from my Triple B. And of course, Shinya Pro Wrestling New Japan. I know you don't know not much about that, but even John Cena, the GOAT, honored the A. So what's been your outlook this first few days of professional wrestling? Damn it, the new calendar year from any company. Go for it.
Well, I didn't watch New Year's Eve Smash live on New Year's Eve, obviously, for certain purposes. But I did go back and watch some of the clips. I saw the clip of Willow doing the Dr. Bomb on to Mercedes and finally defeating Mercedes, which I'm happy about. I'm giddy. So that's another reason why I'm going to tune in to AEW again, because Mercedes is no longer TBS champion. MJF is world champion again. So starting this Wednesday night, I'll start watching AEW again. SmackDown was interesting, going to 3 hours. I was wondering what they were going to do because we knew when they were 3 hours before, kind of the first 2 hours were like okay, but then like the third hour really dragged. So, we had Orton coming back. I believe he was down in Saudi Arabia for the longest time, getting ready to promote the Royal Rumble and whatnot.
Yep.
Saudi Rumble. Yeah, and he was probably taking time off too. He's up there in his 40s. His back isn't what it used to be, so he doesn't need to be in the ring all that often. Cardona coming back surprised me. I was like, we saw the graphic of Zack Ryder, and then it's changed and said always ready. I was like, interesting. So we definitely know we're not in a Vince McMahon WWE world anymore, because that would have never happened in Vince's world. So Cardona coming back was actually good. Him winning his match. But props to Kit Wilson, doing what he does. That entrance theme looked very 80s, very Britishy in a way, which works for him since he's from Great Britain. What else happened? Julia winning the title again. Not a big fan of. I did enjoy Julia down in NXT while she was down there, but something isn't clicking with me with her on SmackDown. Maybe she needs a character change or get rid of Kiana James. What else happened on SmackDown that was big? Trick Williams being on there, which was nice. You know, I think I like JJ's idea, but I think if anything, we're gonna run it back with Trick and Mello for the US title down the road. Once because I believe Trick is facing Sami Zayn next week in Berlin. So we got 3 stages of hell that were announced on SmackDown on 2. We got the regular match, Falls Count Anywhere match, and then if anything, the steel cage match. I hope Drew wins next week, because if not, just I don't know what they're gonna do with Drew anymore. But yeah, I mean, in the past couple of days, it hasn't been too bad of a wrestling show. You know, and I did see clips not clips, but like pictures and stills of Tanahashi's retirement with everybody coming out. So that was good. You know, like you said, I'm not the biggest New Japan Pro Wrestling fan, but I knew who was all out there who honored and respected Tanahashi, and I know who Tanahashi is in a way. So, but that was good. Like you said, we have Raw and Stranger Things next week or tomorrow, so that'll be interesting how that goes down. But yeah, you know, it's only 4 days into 2026, so we'll see where and how the wrestling biz goes for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and again, everybody right now needs to have a strong start, needs to really kick off all cylinders. And again, New Year's Smash, MJF already building a foundation of lethal, dangerous challengers, those that are hungry to prove they get to be champion again. One of those looking for freedom, closure away from a year-long campaign against a personal vendetta, looking to get back to the top of AEW versus the top of a mountain. Not to mention, we know his first challenge will be a first-time ever match against a luchador he never faced before since the Casino Gauntlet. That and so much more just from Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, and Chris Statlander all standing tall as AEW Women's Champions. Willow, of course, a double champion right now. Talk about a wonderful full circle moment for these 3 women that have grown together as best friends and as great champions in AEW. As far as SmackDown goes, 3 hours, not needed. I mean, the ambulance match, it was all right. It was all expected. Rhea was going to be there for Damian Priest. It was close to that short-range story. The 3 Stages of Hell, I was not that impressed. Although I am wondering, old school steel cage, does that mean we don't got to worry about escape? Does that mean we're going to go to the blue? Does that mean the steel cage is going to be more special than the usual? Or is it like, it's a thing? And at this point, if disgruntled Karen #1 does not win the WWE Championship, why the fuck did he resign? Like, seriously. You've driven Drew McIntyre into oblivion to the point Death Rebel getting rid of him and Broken Dreams coming back still would not convince me that Drew McIntyre ever is going to be the WWE Champion again, period. Do or die for the Scottish Warrior in Berlin, of all places, though. Just putting that out there. That's Germany. That's not Scotland. I'm just saying. And again, I mean, coming back together one-on-one for the United States Championship, I could see that. But almost feel like to try and set up Sami Zayn, who finally wants to put purpose on himself to go after the WWE Championship. I'm curious if that plays into the Royal Rumble, considering it's in Saudi Arabia. He already told Cody I'm coming after that. Randy Orton, though, he and Cody have a tremendous legacy. And I don't think the story of the final chapter that's been written yet. So there is that. And as far as what's in 20, I'll save all that for later for more in-depth discussion. But again, 4 days in, and I've already had That's Professional Wrestling, damn it, with 3 matches from that show alone. So again, Shinyon Pro Wrestling, Japanese strong style pro wrestling, always sets a standard for me as a professional wrestling fan. But overall, it's been an incredible start to 2026. I've seen no flaws or nothing like, except maybe Julia right now stuck in mid-card limbo where she barely has a personality, might as well be invisible. The United States Champion become more hot potato than the freaking Intercontinental title at this point. That's more of a workhorse championship. Thanks to work on Maxine Dupree. So restore the honor of the United States title. I have no idea if they can. But that's just some of my fair takes on the first 4 days of the new year in professional wrestling. Damn it. Ash, what has been your favorite take so far with AEW, WWE, Shenanigans Pro Wrestling, and what's to come here? What's been your thoughts based on what you've seen so far from everybody?
So on Friday was the first time I watched SmackDown in a while, and I didn't realize it was 3 hours because it just went by pretty smoothly. Like that was probably like the best paced SmackDown I've seen in who the hell knows, because it's been so long since I last watched an episode of SmackDown properly.
Right.
Like from beginning to end. Julia winning the United States title, I just hope they have a direction with her as opposed to what happened last time when she won it from Chelsea the first time. So hopefully they learn from their mistakes. It's really hard to say at this point because, yeah, Julia they haven't really been doing much with Julia. It's just like she's good at what she does. It's just that she doesn't have a way to connect with the WWE audience, and that's the one thing that's holding her back. And it's through no fault of her. Well, I wouldn't say it's like entirely her fault, but it's also like on creative as well because the two gotta like work something together. Creative giving her something to do, and Julia making the best out of what creative is given, and it's just they're not working right now, and they just gotta find something that does for her. Willow being TBS champion is awesome, and I hope she has a solid reign because that'd be really cool. Because I like Willow. Willow is awesome.
Who doesn't like Willow?
Y'all know me. I love me some big, strong, tall, powerful women.
That's why I love the meat division. That is the AEW women's division. Hello, Megan Bain. Continue.
The upcoming shows for the first Raw and SmackDown of the new year. Well, I guess you can technically count this past episode SmackDown, but it seems like we have like a really stacked card, especially for the Blur Lynch show, and hopefully it delivers. Will we see Chris Jericho make his return tomorrow? That's to be determined. If he does show up, that is, it's really up in the air at this moment. If he does, cool. If not, then yeah. And last night's Wrestle Kingdom was so fun to watch. It was so good. I loved it. Because, of course I did. Even though some of the results didn't turn out the way I wanted to, I got no complaints about the show. Like, Tanahashi's send-off was just beautiful and done so perfectly.
Let's be honest. It's because Zach won a damn title. That's why you're so
not
happy.
true. How dare you? That is not the main reason why.
Put in the batty little TMD campaign on the spot. Yeah, she did call it, though, as the opening match. All right. Well, fair enough. Well, thank you for that, Ash. Walter, of course, we called AEW on Dynamite. You jumped out of your chair legitimately with Willow Nightingale beat Mercedes in the TBS Championship and all the callbacks to their first match, the way that a Willow beat Mercedes to earn the opportunity at World's End. You started a soap opera at Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy and Thomas Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa by name, you crazy buffoon. You
The orange and the peel.
Listen, if that shows up on my TV, I quit watching AEW live because of this idiot. Freaking RJ City level booking right here. Hey, and that being said, of course, MJF and his promo being called up by Swerve, Joe, Kenny Omega, and of course, Hangman Page, Darby Allin, Simon Size, Bro Dito, of course, Bandito, his first challenger. 7 names already on the marquee to go after the Triple B. Triple B's back, by the way, folks. And, of course, the embrace with Chris Statler, Will Nightingale. Felt like a full circle moment. Harley Cameron, of course, in the middle. And, of course, we talked about before SmackDown and Raw. Raw, of course, trying to bring Stranger Things, hopefully the WWE and not just the fucking Netflix show. As, of course, we'll see a CM Punk and Outlast, the Unbelievable Badass Braun Breaker, and something else is happening on that show. I don't remember what else. And, of course, SmackDown now 3 hours. Already trying to stack the roster because you need that extra hour worth of talent and content. Jordan Grace, Trick Williams, freaking the Randy Orton's back. Kip Wilson apparently has a new identity. Johnny Gargano is back to being the Rebel Heart heel dark forms of his way from my NXT, well, towards the depth of it. And at this point, we don't know what the future holds for one half of the DIY. That's another conversation. What's been your outlook this week on all things wrestling, AEW, WWE, or NJFPW? Some of your quick highlights. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, the soap opera works because you put the three together, right? You have Orange and the Peel, and her husband's name is Juice. The shit writes itself, okay? It's okay, Noah.
I don't like this.
I love them as a couple. I want to see more of Orange and Tony Storm because they're my two favorite AEW wrestlers together.
Okay, we need to stop the mixed warfare here because I feel like this is going to turn really weird really quick.
The 2026
About as weird as a Blue Thunder Bomb actually winning a match.
Shut the fuck up, Jedi!
No. Yeah. Correction. A Blue Thunder Bomb winning a match when it's not done by Takeshita.
Continue, Walter.
A Blue Thunder Bomb winning a championship in a match.
The only person who wins with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Consistently.
Dude,
Tell me when I'm telling lies, Noah.
Takesha did an Avalanche Blue Thunder Bomb and couldn't pull it off. But
right?
And lost the title.
But anyway, 2026 is starting off good. The One Sport Reference Seattle clinched their #1 spot throughout the whole playoffs. They get a bye the first week. Sorry, Big G.
God damn.
It's all right. I got a big night tonight, so
good luck to you. Hashtag non-sports. Continue.
In terms of SmackDown, with Julia winning the title, you appreciate this reference, Noah, but like a backslider, I have lost all faith in that entire division and how they do it. The championship has been around less than a year, and there's already 2 repeat champions. Like, let that sink in. Like, you have a whole entire division where people win the title and get elevated, and you already had 2 people that repeated winning that championship. So hopefully they do something with Julia. I'm still waiting on the Japanese mafia group. You just put all the Japanese females and then let them kill everyone.
That's ironically enough what Donna Del Mundo was at one point in Stardom, led by, that's right, Julia! Continue.
I know she's Japanese and Italian, but it'll fit still. Yeah. Drew needs this title. Like, I don't get the 3 stages of hell with the first one just being a regular single match. That's not hell. That's a regular match. That's every week. That's not the 3 stages of hell. All 3 stages should be some kind of crucial win kind of match that literally you're in hell for the 3 matches, but that's neither here nor there. AEW, yeah, I jumped out of my seat when Willow won that title. The downfall of Mercedes needs to be studied. Like, I can't wait. Soon she's gonna be zero twat waffle, and I can't wait. Get her off the TV for a little while. All right, go back to the GTA strip club and do your dance over there with no titles. But New Japan, of course, was awesome last night. The celebration alone, the thing is, that is now the standard of sending people off, and the industry is gonna have a hell of a time following that. That was literally, I think the send-off was longer than the freaking match. Like, I swear the dude was on a scissor lift, and literally, if you guys know how big the Tokyo Dome is, this dude literally circled the entire Tokyo Dome on a scissor lift. Like, the stuff was ridiculous, and everybody coming out there, it was just, it was so awesome. The IGWP titles are in New Japan. There's no outsiders winning, so you see being able to do that, awesome. Takesha's having a bad couple of months after the year he had in 2025, but last year New Japan did it again. We called all the New Japan stuff back to back in January, and I feel like I said it off stage, or backstage, it sets the precedent for the rest of the year. So this is going to be awesome. The Netflix tomorrow, we'll see. With that little tease, we'll see if Jericho is going to come back, because Adam Pearce said breaking down the walls. That could be reference him. We'll see. It is close to the Royal Rumble where people start make turns and get seen. And because JJ said it backstage, because the Royal Rumbles in Saudi Arabia, you have to do it this way because too many things will get spoiled. Because obviously, what the hell are you doing on a flight way halfway across the world if you're not part of the Royal Rumble? The call ups with Trick, the call up seemingly with Jordan Grace, I feel like that's going to work up. SmackDown is really, really stepping it up, and they kind of have to. Like, hopefully, if they can keep the streak going, it will justify the third hour. Because, like Ash said, the 3 hours kind of flew by. I didn't even realize it was 3 hours at one point. I looked at the time on my computer, and I was like, "Oh shit, they're still going. It's past 10 o'clock here." So it was awesome. But yeah, the whole industry starting 2026 right now. Will they keep it going? That's the question. Will everybody step it up?
Everybody at once. That is the $1 million question. Is that your final answer? All right. Well, fair enough, Walter. Yeah. And again, like I said, WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, hell, Stardom, even for that matter, with that representation with Saya Kamatani. An incredible start across the board for us in business. Knowing this week we got Raw, represented by Stranger Things. We got, of course, NXT New Year's Evil, where Kendall Gray looks to upset Jessie Jane for the NXT Women's Championship, and the Glamour. Blake Monroe will challenge your girl for the NXT North American Championship Women's in a rematch. Oh, look, cat shot. And is that Joker?
Harley.
Harley. I don't know cats. All right. That being said.
Big G's got a pussy between his legs.
Literally.
Which, Walter, are you down to do New Year's Evil on Thursday?
New Year's Eve? Yeah, sure.
Since we can't do it live because of the CW app, you down to do it on Thursday?
Good grief, oh my.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So it's official. Our New Year's Evil call will be Thursday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
You heard it here from JJ Williams, making it Adam Pierce official. And shout out to Daniel Menes, who's also in the chat. Also, let me just say that real quick. Damn it, JJ, you freaking idiot! Oy vey. There's the first one of those this year, folks.
So question here, Noah, since you actually watched and called the show, is Advocate accurate here? Was Naito's entrance longer than Tanahashi's match?
I can answer that. No, but it sure felt like it.
Well, again, tranquilo.
Hey, Advocate's here, huh?
Gosh. Shout out to Advocate for Inokiism, by the way. Looking forward to the next time we engage a conversation. Who knows? Him and Ash might engage a conversation back.
There was a point I thought, you know how the Koreans have K-pop? There was a part where I thought we were watching J-pop. Like that entrance was so damn long.
Oh, yeah. Corey guy in the opening Rambo match. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, my God. Backstreet Boy choreograph, NSYNC. Like, sheesh.
That's what they do in DDT Pro. They're over the top. I lost my train of thought. The answer is no, because that last match that Tanahashi had was over 30 minutes. We'll talk more about that in our Wrestle Kingdom recap. But yeah, going back to right now what we're looking at here, the business itself, just looking at WWE. So we got Monday Night Raw, CM Punk, Braun Breaker, Maxie Dupree, Becky Lynch, Usos Tag Team Champions, Gunther, Ultimate heel supposed to be. I guess going to take on AJ Styles for the first time ever, sooner rather than later. And Adam Pearce has interest in having Jordan Grace, I think, and somebody else. Who does Adam Pearce have interest in having, actually?
I don't know.
He tried to outbid to get Trick Willie, but it didn't work.
Oh, okay. So Nick has officially signed him to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Okay. Because SmackDown, of course, they have the mixed conglomeration. I mean, women's tag team division. And ironically enough, no one talked about that. Gee, I wonder why. We had what, Walter?
I know we forgot to. Oh, maybe you can bring it up later. But that rumor that just got released about Tommaso Ciampa not going to renew his contract and leave. Tommaso Ciampa is leaving WWE when his contract expires. He doesn't want to stay. But again, rumor.
Supposedly.
100%. Yeah. Again, it's a rumor.
Thank you. We don't echo or acknowledge rumors here at Super Labo Studios unless it's factual with an official footnote by the company in question. Thank you so much. That being said, again, don't believe it until you see it. Simple as that.
Don't aggregate, don't propagate. Unless the company themselves mention it, don't believe anything you hear from the dirt sheets.
Fact. Simple as that. There's a reason why I don't scroll and don't have notifications. That being said, SmackDown. Let's see what's going on SmackDown here. The mixed conglomerate, the women's tag team division. Don't care. Julia's United States champion again. Don't care. Let's see. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. Insert number here. The Infinity War going through 3 stairs of hell. First 3 stairs of hell since I think, Jesus, when was the last one? Stone Cold and Triple H was the first one, No Way Out. And then what was the one after that? Someone fact check me. I can't think of it. Thank you, Big G.
I know we're also getting Liv versus Lyra tomorrow, and then Rio versus the Kabuki Warriors tomorrow as well for the tag titles.
Okay, well, Bailey already beat Roxanne, so I imagine if Lyra beats Liv, that probably puts them in line for the women's tag titles that are held by
the Kabuki Warriors.
Yes, the most forgettable team. Thank you. That being said, of course, the men's tag champions on SmackDown in a war with the MFTs. Interesting though, seeing Tama Tonga, she's more talking Japanese. What you got?
So you said that you mentioned the first one, Triple H versus Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Then Triple H versus Shawn Michaels.
That's what it was.
Orton versus Triple H from 2009. Cena versus Ryback, 2013. And then the last one was our NXT Noah Gargano versus Adam Cole.
Technically, it wasn't
back
3
in
Stairs of Hell.
2019.
It wasn't 3 Days of Hell. It was 2 out of 3 falls that ended in a real hell. But nonetheless, I didn't consider that based on gimmick name, but I'll allow it. And again, my NXT. Speaking of NXT, as we talked about, Kendall Gray is going after the NXT Women's Championship against Jesse James. We got, of course, the ruler, Oba Femi defending against the champion, Leon Slater, and Blake Monroe will challenge Fia Hill. This guy might say hell no for NXT Women's North American Championship. And AEW this week lights out tag team match. Swerve and Heyman taking on the Op, Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook as MJF prepares to take on Bandito, of course, for the AEW Men's World Championship. And we also have John Moxley go one-on-one with Shelton Benjamin for the first time ever in a Continental Championship Eliminator. I like how right now John Moxley is looking at the Continental Championship for what it actually is so far, holding it to a higher degree. And we'll see what else happens outside the E and outside AEW. TNA, of course, prepared for their AMC premiere. We now know that Zan will defend the TNA World Championship against Mike Santana. It will also be Leon Slater and Myron Reed running it back. One of the only great X Division Championship matches last year that wasn't screwed up by freaking NXT. Fuck Dark State. And I think that's all that's going on right now on the TNA premiere that we will be calling at this point. And I think that about sums up everything right now as we wonder, can 3 hours of SmackDown hold up with the additions of Jordan Grace, Trick Williams, the return of Randy Orton? And should it be led by the captain or should it be led by Drew McIntyre? I guess that all remains in question. Now, did I miss anything or did I cover everything at this point?
You got everything. Orton teased and told Cody, I'm coming after the title regardless of who wins. So we might get that teased toward coming to WrestleMania season. Orton told Cody to his face, I'm coming after that.
So Orton versus Sammy?
We'll see, because I'm thinking Sammy's winning the Rumble or the Chamber or something.
It just seems too much like a red herring right now to even talk about Royal Rumble winners, despite the facts in Saudi Arabia and everyone right now are placing their bets on Sami Zayn because of cultural connection. Let's just call it what it is. If this was not in Saudi Arabia, would we really be considering Sami Zayn a winner of the Royal Rumble? Be honest with me.
No. But they've been teasing it too. He keeps coming out talking about never winning a title. And now he says he's doing it for his son. That's a hell of a motivation. Like he's gonna be a champion some way or another. One of those titles is done to him, whether it's WrestleMania or after. Or JJ had an idea of you could do the Cody thing and have him lose and then win at the WrestleMania in Saudi in front of them. There's a lot you can do, but I'm telling you, there's a reason they keep having him talk about never winning the title.
I don't think, and someone can fact check me, but I don't think that Sammy has yet to lose a match in Saudi Arabia.
You might be right.
I think you're correct, actually. Tag titles were defended successfully. He beat somebody on the kickoff, JD McDonough, bobblehead. And
Carrying
the last time.
It's not bobblehead, it's JD McFunko Pop.
Oh, bloody hell. I think, yeah, those are the only two I could think of, honestly, as far as Crown Jewel goes. Because, of course, he couldn't go for a while with the restrictions, of course, based on his, Again, you're right, Advocate. But, again, there was a struggle at first where it was hard for Sammy to go over because he's Syrian. I guess all that got cleared up, though, at some point, though. I have no idea how and by who. But yeah, and then let's see. John
To answer Advocate here, I believe he is Syrian, but I believe he's from the same region, even though it's a different country.
Yeah.
With similar religious beliefs.
Right. All right, so let's just go ahead and talk about Monday Night Raw a little bit since that is ahead. The marquee match clearly is CM Punk versus Braun Breaker. We expedited Braun Breaker's time. It's Braun Breaker's time now to CM Punk continue forward as the champion, considering the next stop after Saudi Rumble is the Elimination Chamber in Chicago. Does anyone want to put a quick prediction out there regarding that?
So are you suggesting that Punk might lose the title and he becomes number one contender in the Elimination Chamber?
How many times they teach CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns is nowhere to be found?
Fair point.
Just for shits and giggles, I am going to say Braun is going to win tomorrow night.
That would be a stranger thing.
I'm going to say
because you have
somebody made
Paul
the
Heyman
comment
in the
earlier, and I
Vision.
kind of agree with it. I don't think both world championships are going to change hands in the same week.
Exactly. Remember, both world championships are on the line next week, guys, live. One across the world, obviously. The other
So
one.
if Braun wins, Drew's losing. If Braun loses, Drew may win. So
What
who
if
do you want to
neither-
win more?
What if neither wins?
I think Braun gets.
Neither wins, but I don't think both are winning.
I think Braun gets it, but not that first match. He's gonna get the rematch. Like maybe he'll win it at Rumble, or maybe who knows? Maybe Braun will dominate the freaking Rumble and win that, and he gets his title shot at WrestleMania and wins the title. But I mean, who knows? But I really don't think Braun's win the first crack at it. It's time for Drew to get it. I mean, dude is like 3 and out. Like, can we? What the hell was the purpose of re-signing? Going out, proving yourself, coming back. You already screwed up when you started singing karaoke time in your own home country.
We don't talk
like,
about that.
Like, we need to do something. The dude carried the pandemic when there was no fans. Give him a chance to do it with the fans for more than 5 minutes.
I was there when he won it for 5 minutes too.
That's
Me and Walter were
minutes,
both there.
5 minutes and 26 seconds. You and the Mrs. Baller were both there witnessing that, and then El Campeon ruined that moment. All right, fair shout. Do we see AJ Lee once again screwing Becky against Maxine Dupree for the Intercontinental Championship again?
I think so, yeah. Because it
Never
is like
did.
it is a Stranger Things kind of thing. So AJ Lee likes that kind of stuff, so I'm sure she'll be there.
Wait a minute.
Wait, JJ speaking. I got his brain going. Ash, say a thought real quick for JJ.
I bet you he's thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
I was about to say,
what do you
this
think
could
of
probably
thinking,
set up
Walter?
a Mania match.
Why are you two so damn comfortable in your thinking?
Because I don't
What do
think
you
it's
think I'm
AJ.
thinking?
Uh-oh,
Yeah,
here
I don't think it's AJ. I think it's Natty coming back, and she's gonna screw it, and it's gonna be a program where Natty finally gets that title, and she's gonna have that character in front of WWE. Her independent character is coming. Everybody's coming back. All these new years of chicken. I think it's gonna be Natty because nobody's gonna expect that. Everybody's gonna think it's AJ. It's gonna be Natty.
I mean,
Fair
given
shout.
that makes
Natty's
sense.
gonna be saying, "I made you."
Get out of my fucking head, Walter.
I knew it.
Wow.
Because the whole thing
Unbelievable.
about Stranger Things is the upside down.
I was about to make that same joke saying Stranger
Yeah.
Things have happened in the upside down.
Yes.
You know, so you turn Natalia upside down and let her bring Natty out on stage.
Okay. I like the thought. I like the thought. I will say this, though. I've really enjoyed Maxine Dupree's newfound attitude and grappling background as she's been holding down the Intercontinental Championship against the rest of the women's roster that ain't being used for Jack Diddley. Speaking of women's
And
champions,
I could even see it being done with some theatrics. Let Natalia come out there in her normal-esque gear.
you hear the rip guitar riff and the Pekin Black Titantron.
Let the lights go out. Her outfit be rip away. And underneath it is the Natty, the Low-Key Legend gear. So when the lights come back on,
black and
she's
white.
transformed right there in front of everybody.
Black and white, legitimate badass. We get a badass women's championship match for the first time in a long time in WWE. I'm for it. Speaking of which,
And then that can be a marquee match at Mania.
Ooh, I like that. Yes.
Well, you got again. Mania's in April here. Let's keep in mind we
I
have
know.
one more stop before
Hey,
Mania.
you've got to start planting these seeds.
That's fair.
You know, AJ has not had a one-on-one match yet.
No.
Everyone is speculating we're going to get AJ and Becky at Mania. So, but AJ's not on every week, so you've got to have that slow burn.
Fair point.
If we're going to do something with Natty, who hasn't been on TV every week, you know, got to get that slow burn going.
Walter's upside down.
How ironic.
Also, to add to that, Becky and AJ Lee doesn't have to be for the title as well.
No.
They got like a bunch of like story beats that don't involve the IC title that they can play off of going into WrestleMania as like a special singles match.
Yeah.
And I think that would be better.
Agree.
Because neither woman needs that championship. Both women should be in the world title pick.
Yeah, and I was about to ask about that because there's one champion we haven't talked about besides Slow Mo.
I like that they've got Becky a bit of a, but
he's wrong, but I hear him. Yeah, and let's be honest here: the world champions of SmackDown and Raw need fresh competition, especially after Stephanie overcame Nikki Bella and Raquel. So, what the hell's next for her?
I got to dip out, guys. Got to get my shoes on, head to the bus. I'll be in.
No worries, brother. We got you, man. Again, folks, subscribe today. Casting Studios, Mega Wrestling, JJ Williams, and then the what for? Okay, so yeah, Stephanie, like, what do we do? Like, what do we do?
Yeah, do we have opponents for her?
Name a person not stuck in a tag team.
Can we build opponents for her?
Well, everybody who could be an opponent, like you said, are in a tag team. Maria is in a tag team. Io,
Yeah.
Bailey, Lyra. Like I feel like Roxanne, Liv. I feel like ever since AEW got their women's tag team to get division together, WWE's got to like, all right, let's put all our main stars into the tag team division, and let's not worry about our world titles right now.
Right.
So and then on SmackDown, you know, you had the potential of Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill. You know, you were supposed to have Meechin versus Jade yesterday, but I guess Meechin got hurt in a live event.
Jeez. So,
you know, and then you got B-Fab, who is like, what the hell is she still doing there? She's the only one out of the, oh my God, what was that group with Swerve?
Hit Row.
Oh, Hit Row. Thank you. Yeah, she's the only one from Hit Row that's still alive in WWE. Just think about that one, guys. Yeah, and you got Charlotte and Lex in a tag team. You got Nia and Lash in a tag team. So like, with WrestleMania coming up, there is the possibility Charlotte could turn heel on Alexa or vice versa. But like, I feel like they've been, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong that they're focusing on the women's tag team division, but like, who do you have left for your two main titles?
Yeah, that's kind of sad about WWE's booking when it comes with the women's division, where it's like one part of the division can't flourish without the other one being like, you know, I had the word, but I can't remember what the word is now.
Floundering.
That's it. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah,
and who knows where Tiffany's at?
About to say, ever since Tiffany got injured, quote unquote, and Jade took advantage of it, acting like a bitch, but still was slow-mo in the ring. She holds the gold, but what has she done with it? Jack diddly shit.
Yep. Yep.
You almost hope that Jordan Grace being on SmackDown, Nick Aldis wants Jordan Grace on SmackDown. Maybe this could be Jordan Grace's breakout moments.
Yeah. And then what do you do with Jordan? It's a never-ending cycle. Like, okay, so hypothetically, Jordan signs to SmackDown. She beats Jade. Then what? It's like we're in this cycle, in this cycle, in this cycle. So I don't know.
Big G, do I need to remind you how many times they did Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton?
Yeah, you're right.
All they need is one damn person. At least there's one person potentially on SmackDown. There's nobody on Monday Night Raw. Nobody.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just, a different sub-tangent. As far as Julia goes, drop Kiana James on her damn head with the Northern Lights bomb and bring back the beautiful madness that you were in Stardom, for freaking sake. Mafioso, Japanese Mafia be damned. Julia needs a fresh identity. Julia and Jordan Grace was the only time those two fucking mattered in NXT.
Yeah.
Seriously. Charles points, though, what about promos? Do a video. I don't fucking know. Seriously. Maybe don't make WWE look like a damn reality show and actually look at them for what they do bell to bell in the ring. How about that hot take? Seriously. Anyway, sorry. A little bit hot there, but I'm just saying. Someone's got to give here in WWE. There's a little bit of intrigue, but are we super excited yet? We don't know. Because right now, what if happens in blank championship picture? Is there a plan? And based on our outlook, doesn't seem like it.
No.
Well, anyway.
Speaking of tag teams, what the hell is going on with the men's tag teams division? Raw has really nobody again. You got McDonough's out. You got the Usos, you got the New Day, and the Viking Raiders.
That's it. And there's probably going to run Usos and the New Day in the ground because the Usos are babyfaces again as Jay Uso's back out of his midlife crisis mode at the glass ceiling that seems to be his comfort zone. And SmackDown, MFTs, Wyatt 6, ...
Yeah. Motor City Machine Guns haven't been seen since the night before Survivor Series.
Yeah. And DIY apparently is no longer a thing. So, I'm about to say, though, we did hear Johnny Gargano's old heel theme. And he did have a pretty good match with Carmelo Hayes. So, do you think this could be a way to somehow organically turn Gargano into a babyface over time? Be Mr. SmackDown? Johnny Wrestling return?
Probably.
I mean, hey, he took Carmelo Hayes to the limit. It's good to see Carmelo Hayes, by the way, taking the men's United States Championship with the Open Challenge, by the way. Because I do think that adds... What?
Sorry. Maybe that's what started the rumors because he came out all separate and everything, and people are going to think that they're starting the single push for him.
Okay, that's a fair tangent. I'll give you that. But, hey, Carmelo Hayes now, he's the United States Champion. The Open Challenge presents opportunity for the SmackDown roster. So I guess it's just a matter of who steps up next. That's not part of the men's tag team scene. But, hey, it's good for Carmelo Hayes. He's finally got gold, and thanks to Ilya Dragunov, that United States champion sure a fuck does matter. Speaking of mid-card champions, is Dominic Mysterio out injured?
Yeah, I think he got injured during that AAA event last month.
Bloody hell.
Yikes.
He's injured, but it's minor enough that he's not going to take a bunch of time off.
Okay, I was about to be pissed off about
I think he might be I think he might be back in time for the Rumble.
Damn, the injury bug is biting everyone, it seems. Goddamn.
2026, good grief, WWE right now. Who's got more injuries now? You tell me. Jeez, oh face. And then NXT, again, they literally are resetting that division with no athletes. So good luck. But there's a reason Obafemi is still NXT champion. I did see the point about Obafemi promo on SmackDown. We don't seriously see Obafemi going up to May Rosway still NXT champion, do we?
I mean Kevin Owens did. Paige did.
Yeah.
Fair.
So,
do you think Leon Slater upsets him, unlike Javon Evans?
Well, Probably.
tease-
Oh, Javon Evans might be another person being called up. He can go to Raw.
Adam Pearce is trying to convince Javon to go to Raw, and then he's getting offers from SmackDown too. So Javon might be the youngest to switch too. But then you're gonna leave NXT with not too many stars. So I don't know about that.
I mean, they got All Eagle, Ethan Page. They got Oba Femi. They got Ricky Saints, and
But they are teasing the Oba on both Raw and SmackDown. They keep showing that same video package.
We'll be talking about how long he's been main roster ready. That being said, if you were Nick Aldis or you were Adam Pearce, which brand do you think Oba Femi would fit in more on?
He's a big star and everything. I would rather him be on Raw, but because of that third hour in SmackDown, give him to SmackDown. Use all the stars you can get to make that 3 hours not feel dragging.
Yeah.
Big G?
I would go with Walter. I would say SmackDown too, because you need as many people as possible on SmackDown right now.
About to say 3 hours of TV content. They have a hard enough time booking freaking 4.5 TV hours, lest we forget, across Raw and SmackDown and NXT for that matter, 6.5. Excuse me, but
They should use them to get more eyes on NXT. Let them be on SmackDown as NXT champion, but still have to go down to defend those titles and be on NXT's PLE and be the first one that kind of forces you to watch both shows. I need to tune in to NXT for Oba because they're doing such a great job with his character on SmackDown. Use to get eyes on NXT.
And that would be a good way to establish NXT as not just developmental, but also the third brand as well. That's also must see as Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah,
make it feel more important. Because that's the thing with NXT. It's like they have a hard time of making it both developmental and a must-see third brand on equal to Raw and SmackDown.
These fucking jumps. Oh,
well,
sorry.
But to be fair, even in our NXT, it stood out on its own, but it was always still classified as developmental. You look at what the Black and Chrome has been as of late, it's developmental, but it's trying to farm in TNA talent. For all we know, we're just a few months away from saying Moose is NXT.
Hell, they signed Joe Hendry.
Being another, or TNA being another brand, where they're going to interact.
I already hear people say TNA is nothing but a feeder system for the developmental. So,
I mean, are they wrong?
I have to say I get where they're coming from. I get their point. I'm not arguing against it. I'm just saying what I've been hearing. That's all.
You kept saying it last about New Japan and AEW being one-sided. It's very one-sided with NXT and TNA. Can we get some TNA superstars winning NXT titles now, please?
Yeah, I've said my piece on both. It's just, it's...
The Hardys did win the NXT titles, Walter.
And then they immediately dropped them back to Retribution 3.0, TimuWish.com rejects. What does that tell you?
Yeah, but they made their bread and butter in WWE. I'm talking about someone that's completely TNA.
Okay, that's fair because Lord knows TNA needs the roster support for the AMC era if they're gonna survive. Just saying.
I mean, eventually, maybe when Leon, which I hope don't happen soon, loses that title, make Javon and Leon the tag team champions of NXT. Then you got one TNA star, one NXT star, and put them. They'll be defending the titles on NXT, TNA, Raw, SmackDown. Expose it all.
And to just make all the brands work together. Brand split LOL at the finest form. And of course, for those that are wondering, Ethan Page is still NXT North American champion after defending it against Moose, I believe, last week on
it was Moose
NXT. So we're talking about Oba Femi and SmackDown. So people are already lobbying for Oba vs. Drew. Is it too late for Drew McIntyre if he actually wins this week? We're talking about if he loses, he's done. Is it too late if he actually wins this week? Sorry, man, as personal as he gets.
Here's the question. If he does win and they run him back against Cody, who else do they have for Drew?
Orton, Randy Orton come back. have somebody of the young guys step up. Trick is going to be a big star automatically. He can start getting title shots. You can, because I mean, look at the years he had. Carmelo can try to step up and be double champ. I mean, you don't have him win, but there's people you can find. Drew never fought Carmelo. Use some call ups that you're doing and start giving us new matches that we've never seen before.
Either Dragunov.
Fair point.
Yeah, Ilya after what he just did with the U.S. title, hell yeah.
About to say, I feel like I took it from Big G because again, that guy was our NXT. And
Although I still want to see Ilya and Gunther like at Mania or on the main roster. You give me that match that they fucking did at the UK, I will freaking geek out.
Yeah, because Gunther only lost to 3 people: Jey Uso, Sammy, and Ilya.
Yeah, very fair point. Of course, Gunther right now, he's in a feud where he's going to face the phenomenal AJ Styles one-on-one at some point. Do we think that's going to be really pushed out? What?
I forgot he lost to Cody in that tournament.
About to say, King and Queen of the Ring, I believe, or Crown Jewel. I can't remember which one. It was Crown Jewel. But also, they're thinking about Gunther and the direction for 2026. Do you think it should legitimately just be the guy that says, I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch and not go after a championship again? Or do you think he should go after a championship again?
Give him a break from a championship.
I was about to say, does Gunther really need a title right now?
No, not my
He tapped out John Cena.
88% of his career he's had a title around his waist or something like that. It's some ridiculous number.
Right. And hasn't, if correct me if I'm wrong, but like at least on the main roster in singles matches, he hasn't been pinned or submitted.
Correct.
So
yeah, you're
he lost
absolutely correct.
The 4 times he lost were with titles.
Okay, so there's only one other time I can think of that we haven't talked about regarding WWE and, of course, his return. Not Zack Ryder. Matt Cardona. What can we expect from Matt Cardona, who's taken a similar journey to Cody Rhodes when it came to finding himself, proving his value, and finally returning back home when it seemed like that the Fed found his work? What do we see next for Matt Cardona at this point?
I don't know. I would like to see him have a proper United States title run. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Or
him and his wife need to be together, like on TV. Like the chemistry, the funny she is, and the way he's crazy. They need to put that on TV.
They need to make them both United States champions.
All right, first off, let's not go crazy. Secondly, Matt Cardona is not as unhinged as Chelsea Green has been, capturing every moment possible for our entertainment in WWE. I think Matt Cardona wants to be taken seriously. What is the problem if Matt Cardona tries to get eyes on Cody Rhodes W Championship?
Hey, that's a good one. Or he can go down to NXT and be jealous of Ethan and go get that title because Ethan's been kind of close to Chelsea. So
let's be honest here. Ethan Page is a guy that should be pushed to the main roster.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right.
He's still North American champion, yes?
He is.
Okay, cool.
I mean, eventually I can see them getting called up, but then I don't want them. What's the word? Overloading the rosters, because then you're gonna have people lost in the shuffle again, and then we're gonna hear the bitching and complaining again. Oh, there's too many people on the roster.
You don't want them to
they should have stayed in NXT. Huh? What'd you say, Walter?
You don't want them to deplete the NXT roster.
That too.
Not that much left.
Oh yeah. Well, don't they have Evolve so they can take the people from Evolve to NXT?
Do you think those people involved are actually ready?
No.
Okay, then. Kendall Gray is the only one that could be a diamond in the rough. But if she puts like Chad Gable, I have no trust in freaking WWE.
Ooh, and Chad Gable might be coming back too.
Ooh, yeah. Oh my God, Chad Gable versus El Grande Americano.
Oh God.
AKA Ludwig Kaiser.
Look, if it means I get Chad Gable, actual Chad Gable, then maybe I'll buy into that. Because Chad Gable should have been Intercontinental champion a long damn time ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered the spectrum of WWE at this point, unless we missed any name or any brand or anything coming up. So let's go ahead and look towards AEW, since there's a newfound invested of interest by even people that may have stood away for a while. We talked about MJF's hit list of challengers so far. So, Big G, after Bandito, Who do you think should be the next target to go after MJF based on what you heard or seen from AEW or a name that you haven't heard yet?
Oh man. Trying to think.
It was going to be Nick because I know he's only an AEW guy, but okay.
I would say maybe Kenny Omega. I could see the next potential after Bandito.
That's
'Cause
soon?
Oh yeah. Oh. What's the next pay-per-view coming up for AEW?
Revolution in March.
Revolution.
When's
And
Grand Slam Australia?
Oh, that's in February.
Okay. And Osprey is still out, correct?
He is.
Okay. Who were the 7 again besides Omega? I forget. It's been a hell of a week.
Let's see. Kenny Omega, Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, Heyman and Page, Bandito, Darby Allin, and I believe that's it. If I missed somebody or someone else teased, someone can let me know.
Okay, so if it's Revolution, it's either gonna be Swerve, Hangman, or Darby.
Hold that thought. Like my round PPL for the North American Championship. Bring the woman from Outback. Destroy her glamour. I'm sorry. Please continue.
All right, so with the names you just mentioned, and with Revolution being the next pay-per-view, just to throw him off the list, I'm gonna say Darby Allin, just to get him out. Like, I don't know, something. I mean, I haven't watched AEW in a while, but even before then, something with Darby just never clicked with me as like the main guy. I always saw him as the mid-card guy. So I would say just have him and MJF go at Revolution. That way MJF can just like, all right, Darby, you're off the list. Let me get somebody bigger and better.
So we do Chris Jericho's list gimmick with challengers. You're off the list.
I really hope not.
I want to see. I really want to see Bobby get a title shot.
Oh, that was learning. Yes, but he's out. He's out injured. Continue.
Yeah, I know, but
That's
and
pretty good,
remember the
okay.
history with MJF because he was part of the Hurt Business. You're gonna have to go through the Hurt Business. But Shelton right now is gonna get the Continental title match. So
that's gonna be interesting. First time I ever won a matchup there, by the way. Continue.
Well, that's gonna be a fun TV match.
But I think if you build Shelton after that, he should be one of the challengers because I want to see Shelton get a title shot. MJF should use this to give people that usually don't get the title shots to get title shots because you don't want to keep seeing the same people. So yeah, I like your idea of Darby, but I feel bad because I feel like Mox took Darby's spot from him, and they never like redeemed that and gave him the title match. It was supposed to be where he win the title again, and AEW's like lifting him in the air, and he planted the flag on the mountain, and he was supposed to do it there, and it's like they went in a whole different direction. But I feel like you should give New Japan a couple of title shots too. I mean, why do AEW stars get title shots at Japan, but the other way around never happens? So have MJF fight some people.
To be fair, the only exception this last year has been the triply contracted wrestler Kenoda Takeshita, and he, beep, 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 beep. He just lost the IWGP World Championship, which means there is no AEW talent holding gold in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
But at Forbidden Door, MJF could wrestle a Japanese person to give Gabe Kidd a title shot. That crazy evil. Give and then I want to see Takeshita get AEW World title shots. Get enough with the Continentals and the tournaments. Give him the shit he deserves. And Okada.
Do you think it's possible? I'm digging too far ahead of here, but do you think it's possible that Takeshita could win the Owen and that's how he challenges for the title because he is established as a tournament wrestler?
I like that a lot, actually, and he has not won that tournament. That's a good shout, Ash. That's a very good shout. And of course, that led to AEW All In, where many people think it's an assumption that the Bruv is going to win it in his hometown. But if they treat this like Cody versus Roman and MJF already saying my last title run was child's play, we might be seeing Maxwell Jacob Freeman for a long time holding that Triple B and presenting new stories and opportunities with his in-ring work and psychology. Much to JJ's point, he's already defending it on the independence against Alec Price, in case you all have been following along. Thinking about the fact that he's defending against Bandito, based on how much punishment he tries to do or rip off his mask, I was going to say Brody King. Brody King's never had a shot at the championship. That would be a first time. He's been one of the most dedicated competitors in AEW and has not been able to test himself with that yet. I would say see Brody King part of that mix.
I was also going to add to Walter's point about the Japanese stars going to challenge for the titles. It all boils down to who is available.
Mm-hmm.
Given like how hectic the New Japan schedule can be, especially going for those world tours in the tag matches going into their major shows.
Yeah, it's nothing you got to consider there, Walter. Consider we know the big Japanese show schedule for the early part of the year, but it sounds like we got a lot of good ideas for MJF. So let's look
in a perfect world with no injuries or anything. I would love it. Like you give MJF an entire like year run, he's beating everybody, and then out of nowhere, Adam Cole turns and he challenges MJF because that the rivalry that they had was never really finished. But we don't know the extent of his actual injury, but if let's say he was working and that if they had that in the works, they could pull that off so perfect. That would be like a complete story.
Not to mention, the thing is, if Adam Cole is fully recovered, can the bitch stay fucking healthy?
No.
That's the only issue.
See? This is the same guy that helped our NXT for a whole year and defended the NXT championship across all three brands and kicked everybody's ass.
But he was healthy. He remained healthy. I don't know how he is. Like, I don't know how he became so fucking fragile in AEW. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
What the hell's going on here?
It seemed like all of a sudden, too, and towards the tail end of his WWE career, let's not forget, didn't it seem like the Kyle O'Reilly feud was rushed in the depth of our NXT?
Yeah.
I think there's more to Adam Cole than even he's letting people let on for good reason.
Right? It's like, what the hell have they done with this?
Well, maybe he doesn't need to just, I mean, if he knows he's, well, who knows what's even going on with him right now, but
And
you know,
again, we talk about other names than that.
I know he said he wanted people to see him more in 2026, but like, dude, if you can't stay healthy and you know you're injury prone, call it a career. You know,
well,
you have your gaming thing with Evil Uno, just do that.
Big BG, you and I both know a wrestler's worst enemy is the wrestler themselves as they chase that dragon and outrun Father Time and don't know when to stop. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. Because then he's gonna want to go it on his own terms.
Exactly. I'm really getting tired of this freaking greater than someone winning versus this move. JJ, I hope all your favorites lose the titles that are not winning Willow Nightingale that are in your NXT.
Admin powers, I can do that now. This feels good.
But seriously, I want to see Hurt Business start getting title shots, not just tag.
I just want to see the Hurt Business go rump shot at singles competitors versus tag team competitors. That's what I want. And Bobby Lashley, unfortunately, he did get injured. Again, this is the wrestling business. It's not ballet. When people actually wrestle and fight, they do put their body line. Hell, people get injured during training.
So the person that usually hurts other people got hurt himself.
And karma's a bitch. And JJ will learn that when Fia Hell loses to Blake Monroe, the United Women's North American Championship. That being said,
what is Lashley out? What is Lashley out with? Do we know?
Was it like an ankle injury? I think, or something like that.
I was going to be out for a while.
And well, he was in the
plus his age.
The dude's near 50, brother.
Yeah, recovery is a lot longer with minor shit.
And of course, Black don't crack. Bobby Lashley is currently signed with a legitimate undisclosed injury, as confirmed by MVP in 2025. He previously was dealing with a shoulder injury in 2022 in WWE, which led to a brief storyline absence and a hand injury in TNA Bellator around 2015. So it's not often that Bobby Lashley is injured, but again, Black may not crack, but that dude is jacked, and your body does have limits, bro. Yeah. Well, that being said, so we talked about the men's world championship. Let's talk about the women's division. The tag team division that actually exists and is established to a degree between Citizens of Sin, the Mega Problems, Timeless Love Bombs, And of course, Maya and Higher World that are newly all elite. But of course, Will Nightingale now is double champion as she's the smiling face of TBS. With Mercedes Moné's downfall clearly going to continue. What do we see next for Will Nightingale as the face of TBS? Keeping it inside AEW against the women, presenting opportunity outside that women's division. What's your expectations now Will Nightingale as the TBS champion? It certainly brought a smile to Big G's face, I see.
So with Willow, I mean, because I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know when she was like TBS champion the first time, she went out to different companies and defended it there, right?
Yes, she
Or
did.
yeah, okay. So I want to see her continuing to. Even Mercedes did that too. So keep on doing that. Man, I wish a certain doctor would be back, but I don't think that's in the foreseeable future.
Depends on creative, I guess, because as far as
Yeah.
we know, it's still contracted while Hikaru Shida is still dealing with visa issues.
Yeah.
Imagine Willow going to Stardom.
Oh, even Sheeta
Defend
coming
that.
back, that'd be cool. But yeah, have Willow defend it. I could see her and Mariah May having a match between each other, like a friendly one-on-one match for the TBS title.
Oh, okay. Harley Cameron, the tag partners
Yeah.
facing
Oh,
one-on-one.
yeah. Why did I say Mariah? I got Mariah.
Because the glamour was
Yeah.
glamorous and
Yeah.
died in a historic
And,
Hollywood ending.
so
Martin
Cameron.
Sheen. Continue.
I could see her and Tony going after the TBS title. Tony's been after not really a downgrade, but Tony Storm hasn't had the TBS title, so I could see her potentially going after it.
Fair.
But yeah, I like I said, when I saw the clip and went back and watched the match, I was happy for Will. I was like, thank God. Nothing against Mercedes, but I think everybody wants Mercedes off TV for a bit.
Well, considering Mercedes Moné defended that title for 24 successful defenses, and if she successfully defended it that night, she would have surpassed Jade Cargill for the number of successful defenses during her run, despite the fact Mercedes Moné has put more work into this title and is the longest reigning TBS champion in this company's history. So it seemed like all the pieces were falling together for her and Willow to pick things up from Double or Nothing 2024. What's up, Walter?
What I would like them to do with Willow is you can do it either way. The way I say it or invert it. You have them focus on the tag titles on Dynamite and focus on the TBS title on Collision. So it's like almost like it's two things. Collision is always her in a single match about the TBS title or leading to a pay-per-view. And then on Dynamite, you focus on tag division and you kind of do it like that. That way she's not involved on the same show with more than one story, and I feel like you can separate it that way, and it'll work out for her.
Considering John Mosley's been involved in the same story, but has been literally working every damn AEW show. Respect the Death Rider. I like that different dynamic to give Willow Nightingale more of a choice between what happens between her and her championships. Because again, Willow Nightingale is both AEW Women's Tag Team and TBS champion. I was honestly thinking, though, with the long-term history right now, with the Triangle Madness, I see Sky Blue Julia Hart coming after her first for the TBS title. Fekla has her eyes on Chris Statlander. What's your thoughts on all this, Ash, when it comes to Willow Nightingale and the TBS title?
I wouldn't mind seeing Willow Nightingale defend the TBS title down in ROH. That would be really nice.
Plenty of talent down there. Diamante, Red Velvet. Billy Starks. I would love to see more Billy Starks on my screen. That girl's crazy. All right.
Will working down there with TBS would help with the girls down in ROH, and hopefully with Will being there, it gets not only gets more eyeballs on ROH, but it might get them to recognize the girls down in ROH and bring them up on AEW Dynamite or Collision.
Well,
give them help each other get more exposure. Because that's the one thing about the ROH wrestlers, like not many people know about them because not everyone is willing to pay for the services of ROH.
Yeah. And again, to JJ's point, TBS Championship, anchored on Dynamite, TNT Championship, Collision, Women's Tag Titles, focus on Collision. I would argue that Collision has been more of a focus for tag team wrestling, particularly when it came to FTR and never involved in a tag team match, than Dynamite's been. Because Dynamite's been more on that singles match and that singles push in storytelling, unless you take tag team wrestling to the extreme or have mixed nuts mayhem. But I do like that outlook as well. And speaking of champions, as I said, the full circle with her, Harley, and Chris Statlander. Because Statlander, damn it! Of course, beat everybody, or excuse me, face everybody on this roster. Hell of a fight against Jamie Hayter. Obviously, Thekla wants to spin her web of toxic madness against Chris Statlander first of her matchup. But I do wonder, who do you see that could upset a 100% focused Chris Statlander, who has put a reset on this women's division, showing how willing she's to go as the Cosmic Killer for the championship. Of course, Thekla right now seems to be the next one, lots in her crosshairs. But what do you think comes after that? I know you're waiting for a Dr. Big G. And again, last time I remember, Britt Baker, Chris Statlander, that face each other when Chris was TBS champion. And Chris won that night. So besides a good DMD, who else could you see going after Stat Daddy and the AEW Women's World Championship? What do you think?
God. Possibly Megan Bain.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Okay, bro. All the strength, all the power, all the happiness in my heart. Continue.
I mean, you already said Thekla is already going after her.
It seems like
maybe her and Jamie run it back again.
I really like that.
I mean, like, it all depends for me, like, who's in the mid card situation, and then like who's in the main title picture. You know, I mean, now that Mercedes lost it, you know, her and Stat could run it. Her and Stat could run it back one more time, and maybe Mercedes. God help me for saying this, but Mercedes finally wins it. But yeah, it all depends on who's in the main title picture.
Fair enough. I know Lena Cross might be becoming an All Elite pretty soon. She has history, and she's also a powerhouse. I was thinking of Hayed, who just signed. I would like to see her maybe get a exhibition chance here. The history of her and Sky Blue going back to AAW is someone else I was thinking about. And I'm just going to say this right now. Sky Blue and Kyle Fletcher were breakout wrestlers last year in 2025, period. I would think about also, again, Forbidden Door. I want to see her take Bozilla on one-on-one while she's AEW Women's World Champion.
Shit. Let Bozilla fight Megan Bain, damn it.
I mean, that's going to happen at Stardom Reign Price. Sooner or later, Espina de Viva Veloca is taking on Empress Nexus Venus. You can go see more of that from the Stardom show, by the way. But that being said, Walter, what do you think's next for Stat Daddy? Who do you want to see try to take Stat Daddy down?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you do with Stat right now.
Come at her, folks. That's
women gotta step it up. I would let Athena pop up. Nobody in ROH can beat her. Let Athena come after her. There's already like a thing where people want to be multi-champ. So I know she had a TBS title shot against Mercedes and Lons, but have her try to defend Monet and do that. So
I think Jay kill Willow. God,
I don't know. Oh man, there's so many ways. I would love this. Yeah, G's right. I hope the Doctor comes back and that be an awesome match. But I know we mentioned Megan Bain for Willow, but I'd rather it be the main Stat versus Megan Bain eventually. But I think you hold off on that until it's time for Stat to lose the title, because Megan Bain had that one shot against Tony Storm, and Tony Storm like rolled her up and won. So this time I want to see Megan Bain win. So I feel like you need to build that more and do it later in the year, because I want Stat to have that long reign, but I think Bain should be the one to end it.
Wow, bold take. And to your point, that singles loss was her undoing on her undefeated singles record. By the way, Megan Bain, what a fucking worker. By the way, JJ, you realize the height differential in Bozilla and Willow alone? If Willow ever power bombs Bozilla, I question all laws of physics and weight. Period. That being said, though, now I want that. Ash, what do you think when it comes to Chris Statlander, who would come after her in the AEW Women's World Championship? We threw a lot of names out there from the past, the present. Carl Sheeta, of course, with visa issues, though. We know that she eventually might come back. Rico, of course, Chris Statlander, part of the genesis of the AEW women's division. What do you think?
Like for now, Like Tekla's occupied with the TBS title, right?
I don't know at this point, but it sounds like she wants either one of these two badly.
So we could have Statlander versus Tekla, and then I'm trying to figure out like who else can we have challenge Statlander, because I love the idea of Stat versus Megan Big, because they've been teasing it for quite some time last year. They teased it in the Gauntlet, they teased it in Blood and Guts. Any opportunity they had in the interactions they had were just so well done that made me want to go like, I want to see these two wrestle each other in a singles match. I want that, and I want that at a pay-per-view.
They
So
don't want on Dynamite.
Yeah, build that towards Revolution, and then that. Who do we have for as fill-in feuds? That's the question.
Well, he just threw out Billy Starks, the Cosmic Cure versus Space Jesus.
I mean, that's a shout. That's a shout. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both a little bit unorthodox. There's one other name
You
I
can
just
bring
thought
up
about.
some ROH women too.
Yeah,
like,
but
support
you
that.
talk about ROH. There's
Oh,
one.
who did you just think of?
Marina Shafir.
Ooh, that's a shout.
Ooh.
Considering the problem, of course, had her fallout when, of course, Chris Statler gave the double bird to the Death Rider and didn't join them faithfully.
Ooh, that's a good storyline beat
really
that
like
they
to
can
see
touch
that
on, because they haven't really touched upon that, have they?
That's just that mixed tag. Nope.
Ooh, that's a good shot. They can use that to like build up a possible like title match against for maybe at would that be a TV match, or and then who can challenge her for like in Australia?
That's the thing. I don't know what you do down. Well, Dakota. No.
Ooh, oh, hello.
They would not. No.
Charlie Kai, maybe?
Yeah, she's Australian.
She's New Zealand, but that's Australian adjacent. But you know,
Look, I'm not here to get Australia geography. Australia is a continent. That's all I need to know.
fair enough.
Anyway,
You don't want to, yeah. Australia and New Zealand has so many Nigerians in it that you would. It's a mix, dude.
It's a mixed bag. Apparently, it's a mixed bag. Fair enough. All right, and one last champion.
Now you made me want the Marina Shafir match. Damn, you know what?
You and I talked about again her proficiency, and we talked about the power that the Megaprons made. But Chris Statler and Marina Shafir never faced her one-on-one.
But is she gonna be able to hold Statlander in the mother's milk? Though Statlander is a big one, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what she does with Thomas Tony Storm first, because I feel like those two are going to smother each other, and not in a good way.
Not the way Tony likes. or
Ash
for
bedroom
that
brawl.
matter.
Stop it, Ash!
Or the lesbian lingerie match.
Why don't you stop that? Bloody fucking hell, I'm surrounded by idiots. So, let's just go ahead and get
yeah,
up
the
there
one
right
to your
now.
right.
About to say, Big JB, all front and center for that, wouldn't you? Bloody hell.
Just throw Rhea and Britt Baker.
That's a whole different forbidden door behind a red light. What the fuck are you becoming?
Welcome to the Simpleton session of Sunday Shenanigans, folks.
I went to church this morning, so I'm.
That's a little too much for brunch, I think. Everything we're saying.
No. Fuck me. There's only one champion left to really think about right now in AEW, in my opinion. Is there anything else we can figure out that's the undoing for the Revival besides Adam Copeland and Christian Cage at this point? And is it going to happen in Canada?
It definitely is.
When are they going to Canada next?
Vancouver,
March for
Dynasty.
Dynasty.
March for Dynasty. Wait, is it March or April?
Oh, I think it's in the springtime.
Oh, yeah, April. Because again, March is Revolution.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes.
So, if anything, whoever FTR is facing at Revolution after that match, Adam and Christian come out to start, or not to start the feud, but to renew the feud, and then have them challenge them at whatever they're doing in Canada.
That'll be a Dynasty for the first time ever from Vancouver, eh? Anyone else have a different summit? And is it pretty much like, that moment where like DIY Adam Copeland and Christian Cage get it done for the gold this time? And could it be 2 out of 3 falls like they formerly captured that magic before?
I could see that.
Again,
Does the match call for 2 out of 3 falls though?
Look at it this way. They only have one traditional tag match in All Out. Who won? Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Who got the last statement in, or should I say pile driver in? FTR on Bev Copeland. I don't think she would be too far away either. And at this point, if they run it back in Vancouver and it's 1-1, does it justify who the better tag team is, even if Adam Copeland and Christian Cage get the gold?
No.
Exactly.
Oh, since you brought that up, oh my God, Beth Copeland versus Chris Statlander?
I don't think Beth is wrestling anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I think she does one-off. I think she does one-offs.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Beth Copeland back in the ring again, that'd be a little crazy in my
Like, probably make her be in the open round of the Owen, but lose. Like, she'll probably do stuff like that. Like, every once in a while.
Yeah, I can see her doing that. Yeah, put it over the up-and-coming talent. Yeah,
you know, it's
like what she could do. Yeah.
It's surprising we didn't say Will Ospreay, by the way, when it came to MJF, because he's still out injured, but that's a whole nother name to think about when it comes to MJF's Men's World Championship, and he might be a wild card in the one. I think Walter even suggested that.
That's possible because Ospreay is looking a hell of a lot healthier now since we saw him last night.
Right?
Like depends on if he's ready by London, because I would want him to do that in front of his home country.
And I mean, you know, again, the Wembley Stadium. And apparently JJ wants all the power. The Glamazon versus the Megas is holy shit. Okay, all hail the Megas. This is all I got to say. And you can follow Megan Bandit, of course, and continue pursuits and start on part of Empress Nexus Venus in the meantime. Okay, so there's only one thing I can think about with AEW before we move into our last topic conversation around the wrestling roundtable of TNA. Who leaves the Don Callis family first? Who turns first? Kyle Fletcher or Konosuke Takeshita?
I think it's Takeshita.
I think they're gonna kick Takeshita out and they're gonna use Andrade.
Beach. So you think Konosuke is gonna be the one that confronts Don Callis and what happened in the Continental Classic? Okada comes to Don Callis' aid and Kyle Fletcher's forced to make a decision, and that is how the Alpha is ejected from the Don Callis family?
I guess. I know Andrade, that's when how you
Are they doing
Andrade
that
back
next
into
week?
the fold.
Like a Don Callis family meeting thing, or?
I don't know. Again, we haven't heard anything about the Don Callis family since what happened in the Continental Classic from anybody, which is why I'm wondering, where do those 3 men, well, I guess you added Andrade in the mix, where do those 4 men go from here? And La Sombra, might I add, came out to his AEW music and said from AEW, according to commentary, at Wrestle Kingdom 20. So you know he's going to be back in AEW.
I don't think they teased it or focused on it because of this Wrestle Kingdom was coming up and they wanted Okada and Takeshita to focus on that. Now that that's over, then they're going to start bringing this up.
Now, Okada won, Konosuke lost, and Okada's still a champion.
And I think Okada's going to kind of throw in Takeshi's face, and we're going to end up seeing the second one-on-one.
As much as you lobby for that. Ash, any different mindset? How does Kyle Fletcher play into this? Because proverbially, Don Callis and Okada screw Kyle Fletcher as he was looking for that screwdriver. We still don't know who Don Callis told about that screwdriver first.
That's going to be part of the story.
Yeah, because I was about to say we built to Takeshita leaving first, and then once Takeshita leaves, that's when we can build upon the eventual split between Fletcher and the Don Callis family, if he does.
Do you think Fletcher can break out this year as a baby face?
That's a good question because I'm not sure how it would work, but I'm intrigued to see how they would book it. That's the thing, because Fletcher's been heel most of his career.
I prefer it that way.
Star. Like literally, since becoming a pro star, he's been nothing but a heel.
Yeah, I prefer it, but I do think that this is his year. Kyle Fletcher, by the end of the year, will have that title.
You literally think Kyle Fletcher will be MJF's undoing by the end of 2026?
I don't know if it's MJF or somebody else, but by the end of this year, he's going to have the title at least once.
That's a good shout, though, because if Will Ospreay is not healthy by then, we could have MJF versus Fletcher if Fletcher does turn face and leaves the Don Callis family.
He does have roots in Rev Pro, so I mean, it would work, especially being formerly Will Ospreay's bruv. I like that different dynamic. Big G, anything further you want to add with Kyle Fletcher's potential to become a champion, AEW Men's World Champion, babyface this year. You followed Kyle Fletcher for a little bit. What do you think of this?
Yeah. I mean, Fletcher, like you said, Fletcher's been pretty much heel since, he became the prototype or protostar. Yeah, they would have to, like Ash said, I would see how they would book it. And it would have to be like kind of organic, turning him babyface.
Yeah, it just can't happen like overnight. And will he show any signs towards Protokada or Pratashita? Because again, the former tag team relationship, of course, with Konosuke and Kyle. Remember, Konosuke was the one where Kyle showed Don Callis, that's the heat. That's the heat we need. And of course, that led to Kyle Fletcher joining the Don Callis family. All the way back when Rampage existed. Keep that in perspective.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, how's that for a bygone era? Well, either way, it sounds like we definitely see a lot more of a different dynamic and direction that we're all invested in when it comes to the AEW product, particularly the men's and the women's championships, and Konosuke and Kyle Fletcher being breakout stars this year, and Megan Bayne maybe rising to her own throne as a singles champion. And again, Marina Shafir, please. Give me her versus Roderick Strong. Give me her versus Orange Cassidy. I want to see more Shafir in action because it's been a hidden streak for me. She's a badass. That slap, by the way, by Roderick Strong to Shafir's back. That's an impression. Damn.
I'm sure they went home and they're like, I'm so sorry, honey. I'll never do that to you again.
I guarantee you, Shafir was like, do better.
Yeah, probably.
remember what she said to freaking Mina Shirakawa? I'm not tapping out to you, bitch. Do better. What did she do? She smothered her in mother's milk and incapacitated her. Just saying. That was the first ever one-on-one encounter, by the way. Watch out for Shafir this year. That's all I gotta say. As the Death Riders against the world say, fuck you.
Do you think she could be TBS champion sometime down the road?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, but I'll say, I don't think Willow and Shafir have had any shared history one-on-one, but she did say that she would be the Death Riders' biggest problem. And right now, Shafir, she don't have no problems, except being everyone else's problem.
Right, and
that's
also
not her problem. So
and Willow and Willow and Shafir, Marina Shafir, they do have history with each other because of last year with Willow helping out with solving the problem that is known as Marina Shafir, especially when they were taking part in the Anarchy in the Arena.
That was still so much freaking fun. That's a very fair shout out there. All right, I like that thought a lot. Speaking of which, everyone's waiting for a change in the Death Riders, but you see the change of heart with the AEW fan for respecting the competitor John Monty when it comes to what AEW is all about, what it deserves, working harder than anybody else. So let's put it out there. 2 questions. When he loses the Continental Championship, will it be to a Death Rider? And if not, whether or not it's one of them inside the group, when it happens, do you see that being John Moxley's swan song?
So I do see Moxley getting usurped, possibly by Claudio. It's just a matter of when and how they do it.
Okay.
Do they do it when he loses the title? And then the other people, maybe Claudio, so Mox loses the title to, I don't know, someone they've been feuding with for a while. And that's when Claudio usurps him. And then he goes after the Continental title. Because I don't see Claudio going after the world title yet, even though he is the CMML champion.
Right, a title that MJF is very familiar with. For those that remember his feud, of course, with Mystico. Biggie, what are your thoughts on John Moxley as the Continental Championship? And if he loses it, I mean, again, right now the man's literally wrestling on one damn good leg. Do you think that's it?
Possibly. I gotta watch more AEW again to catch up. And then, so what's Moxley's wrestling on one good leg?
He's had one bad leg since the Continental Classic, bruv. He barely was able to get over the barricade without a chair this past Wednesday on Dynamite after Josh Alexander tried to break his ankle.
Okay. I mean, if he does lose it to somebody, it'd probably be within the Death Riders. And it could be his swan song. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna have to watch some more Dynamite just to refresh my memory and possibly go from there.
Fair enough. Well, as far as we know, the Death Riders go, it's Death Riders versus the world. And as far as John Moxley, if he works harder than all of them, I don't see nobody taking him out on his own accord. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Again, coming this Wednesday, folks. And this week, we're going to be fucking busy covering Raw, covering NXT, later time, covering AEW Dynamite. We're not doing SmackDown as far as I know, but I don't know. Something might change. I don't know. Freaking Tuesdays of Hell might be one of a kind of thing. That's a maybe, Big J.
Because it's in
maybe.
Berlin, Germany.
Yeah, that's a different time too, as well. And I might be working that day. Walter, I do see your hand. You got something to say real quick? You're muted. Babotch. Mute again. Mute again. There we go.
You want to see what you're talking about, the Continental title, and what you want to see with that?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see it inside, like where Moxley has gone, like JJ said, soft, and either Claudio or Pac or somebody steps up, and they're the one that ends up beating Moxley, and he can go away for a while, getting that deserved vacation he was supposed to take like 2 years ago.
I mean, to be fair, that's one, that's fair, and two, the only Death Rider that's beating him is Claudio Castagnoli.
I know that he's the go-to, but I'd rather see Pac do it. I don't know. It's just something about Pac. I wanted to see him be able to step up to that next level. You start with the Continental title.
I mean, he was the inaugural All-Atlantic champion and defended all across Europe, as we know, Big G. Again, it's a fair shout-out. But will it be someone in the Death Riders, and does that make the most sense to maybe save John Moxley from himself, like he tried to save AEW from its previous identity, and Bryan Danielson from his own death, if you're figuring about it?
I just feel like Claudio would defend, he'll be the last to want to let him go, but Pac is a bastard, literally. So he would want to be like, screw this. He's going soft. He's not fit to be a leader. And it's like, Pac would more of the get ready to kick Moxley out before Claudio. Claudio would try to convince everybody to chill out, and then Yuta would just be like a little bitch and follow anybody.
Shafir, though, I think is going to be the difference maker in that conversation, because Shafir, who literally disciplines and trains the Death Riders, been ride or die with John Moxley since day one. If anyone's going to eliminate Moxley from the Death Riders and be John Moxley's undoing, I think John Moxley would rightfully let it be her.
She'll be the last, though. She'll be defending, and then in the middle of the ring, she'll be the one to deliver the low blow or something.
Ooh. Or judo toss in the butter's milk. Literally putting John Moxley to rest for his own good. Now I want to see that somewhat.
Right? I just convinced myself that I want to see that now.
I love this excitement. Well, again, folks, this coming Wednesday, we're covering Dynamite. As Biggie said, maybe. We're going to cover SmackDown, and stay tuned for more continued coverage in Slip Studios for all the WAEW, NXT, and other forms of content here on the Slip Studios Watch Long and schedule that keeps you in tune for the biggest PLDs, pay-per-views, and specials. And stay tuned for the restart of the City Predicting Leads in conjunction with No DQ for WWE, NXT, AEW, and TNA. Before we go to a commercial break, I want to thank everybody that's been part of this discussion. One question about TNA. Fingazarian, does he lose the TNA World Championship? To Mike Santana on the premiere of AMC.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
AJ,
I'm gonna
AJ.
now that AEW, my God. Now that TNA is gonna be on AMC, which is a regular channel, I can watch TNA more now.
Right.
So I'll be definitely tuning into the premiere of TNA, because for a while I was watching TNA on TNA Plus, but then I fell out of it. But
have they released the news that is that going to be AMC and then all pay-per-views still on TNA Plus? Like, have they officially said that, or no one really?
No one really knows, but I figure that's what it's going to be, with Genesis being the first pay-per-view. Continue, Big G.
But yeah, unless Santana decides to go to NXT, I could see Santana winning the title back on the premiere of TNA on AMC.
All right.
Should have did it in New York. They fucked up, and now they're trying to make it back up. And don't get me going. Never mind. It's gonna be worse than Asuka not winning at WrestleMania rants.
Oh shit! He had to bring that up. Oi, there's something that meant to be brought up. And JJ here with a point. Ash, let's not forget Nick Nemeth still has his call your shot.
I was just about to ask that.
Mr.
So what is he going to cash in his Money in the Bank contract again?
Yes, so I think Santana beats Kazarian, Nemeth cashes in. That sets up Nemeth versus Santana.
You don't think JBL is going to show up and take his head off?
Probably not. But if he does, then
again, where's John, Texas Ranger, and whose head is going to take off next with a lariat? I'm just saying. Well,
Where's he
anyway,
gonna show up next too? He shows up everywhere.
I mean, you're not wrong. To be fair, you're not wrong. Again, Genesis though is coming up. I feel like they're already spoiling stuff because Mike Santana vows to claim the TNA World Title against Frank Kazarian in the highly anticipated rematch. But that rematch is actually going to take place also at Genesis. So we might be literally getting two of the same match with the same person as champion going in. I don't know if that's a spoiler or if that's just, misplaced marketing. Because last I checked, the AMC premiere, I think, is before Genesis. Is it not? Is it not literally that's coming up like Thursday or
This
like
Thursday coming up?
That's what I thought. What the hell are you doing, TNA? You're confusing me. But that's a whole different conversation. And we're talking about Leon Slater challenging Oba Femi. Can he do what Javon Evans didn't do after Leon Slater beat the franchise Moose for the X Division Championship and outlast Marvin Reed again to retain his X Division Championship? Can we see Leon Slater as a double champion come the AMC premiere? All these teams about Oba Femi going to SmackDown and still being NXT champion because they got nobody right now that can hold the ruler's throne. A lot of gray here. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that being said, regardless, this week's going to be extremely interesting for what's ahead in the wrestling business, and a lot of different thoughts towards particularly AEW and WWE more than anything else. Big G, I see that you were thinking there for a moment.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you guys are. Who's calling Raw tomorrow?
I don't know what time.
I know
I'm at
me,
work
but-
all day, so I imagine it would be you and Walter.
Okay.
Unless
Okay,
JJ
sounds-
is available at the time, that would be you three.
Okay, that sounds good. I can do tomorrow night. Because
Yeah, 'cause I work
Stranger
till-
Things. I mean, it's Raw and Stranger Things, and Stranger Things was my show.
So
like,
it works with you
it-
to come up with
yeah.
the analysis while contrasting the idea of how WWE and Stranger Things are connected, even in the upside down.
Yep.
Why
fun,
did they
love.
change the time? They changed the time, or is normal?
It's normal, but we got to give Noah a break sometime.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
of
also going to
course.
be home at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you know how I hate doing that in impromptu watch-alongs or going inside watch-alongs when I know my team's got it down pat. So have a great call, and I hope Braun Breaker beats CM Punk. I want to see a WTF moment. I really do.
All right, Walter. So we got to get ready for tomorrow.
Well, Stranger Things are ahead, but here is something that is commonplace. We are going to take a commercial break after going for nearly 2 hours on Round Robin Wrestling Discussion. When we return, as JJ just confirmed, he will be there too. So stay tuned for Big G, Walter, and JJ to get strange with Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. But after this commercial break, if Big G wants to stick around, we're going to talk more about Hiroshi Tanahashi's send-off and our Wrestle Kingdom takeaways that give us the light. Otherwise, Big G, been a pleasure. Have a great call tonight. Tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. We love you, brother. And
Thank
after
you,
this commercial
guys.
break, folks, again, nothing but love. After this commercial breaks, folks, again, before he leaves, support the Big Bob, Big G. Shout out to Colleen, an accomplished artist. Appreciate their work and appreciate Big G, who always likes to keep the ball rolling. Don't be a stranger, brother. Get some rest.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. After this commercial break, folks, we're going to ride high with energy and love as we take away Wrestle Kingdom 20 and talk about the end of the career of Hiroshi Tanahashi. So please stay tuned.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And as always, here at the Simple Level Studios, as we level up the content for you in 2026, we truly encompass, celebrate, analyze, criticize, pontificate, and analyze, as I like to say that twice for great reasons, all the wrestling and forward gaming to come too between local online competition and Rage Quit. So please stay tuned. And welcome back here to the special edition of the Sunday Shenanigans. It's the Silverman Noel Foster in the moderator seat once again at the head of the table. Acknowledge me if you choose. I'm a humble man, so don't do that. Rage Wrestling Walter Cruz is right now gaming old school style. And our Canadian friend Ash. Again, thank you everybody that's been part of the conversation. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Again, we want to do this conversation and switch our people our passions. It's truly as simple as that. And yes, indeed, Stardom. We hope to bring you more coverage of Japanese pro wrestling, by the way, here later on in the year, too. All right. That being said, let's go ahead and bid everyone a fine thank you for tuning in and thank the man of many talents as we witness the end of a career, Hiroshi Tanahashi's career, as we were able to call, embrace, and enjoy Wrestle Kingdom 20 in Tokyo Dome. So before we bid everybody a fine farewell, I just want to go around the horn, get some quick thoughts regarding what we saw at Wrestle Kingdom 20, your match highlights, your moments, and of course, we'll close things out with our takeaways from Hiroshi Tanahashi's final match and his send-off. Walter, I'll start with you. This was our first Wrestle Kingdom we called ever together. What was your takeaways from the event overall? The matches, the results, the pacing, and the final match and the retirement. Go ahead, brother. And you're muted. You're muted.
The pacing was awesome. I really liked it. So they ran through each match pretty well. Takesha is my standout moment. I don't think I've ever seen that man tap. So to see him tap to what New Japan made for basics, a Boston Crab, one of the most basic moves that New Japan loves to use. I mean, we haven't seen wrestlers on the state side use the Boston Crab as a finisher and have people tap out since out of Martel. Like seriously, it's been that while. I mean, Chris Jericho's Walls of Jericho is like a modified Boston Crab, so people can say that on the technicality. But seriously, to see Takesha after the year he had in 2025 actually physically tap out, there's no doubt about it. He didn't verbally quit. The man tapped out to Yushi, and his neck was hurt that entire match. He kept grabbing his neck over and over again. So to pull that out, I feel like that's, aside from the retirement, that's my highlight, really. The fact that that happened and New Japan gets to claim all their titles and all the outsiders are gone. That's it's almost like WCW getting rid of NWO by outsiders. Like it's almost like that. So that's really my highlight. I did love the entrance of the Rockstar. I know I keep making fun of it, bringing it up, but that point thing was freaking hilarious. But the time difference was killing me a little. I was getting tired at the end, but I had to stay there. I feel like that retirement for what he means to New Japan and the fact that I feel like it's a wrestling joke, but obviously he's going to stay retired because he's a president or a president or something in New Japan. Yeah, he's going to be running it from that side of things. But that send-off is how you do a send-off. And I said it earlier, I don't know how anybody's going to follow this up and do retirements and send up. Anybody else retiring like AJ Styles in 2026? Tiger Mask, whoever's retiring, I feel bad because there's no way that send-off is going to match this. You know how big the Tokyo Dome is. To do a scissor lift and literally go up there, a man who could barely lift his knee to get back off his lift. And the way he said his standard "I love you," his typical thing, it took so long, man. And it literally was. It was almost like a gauntlet match where how many people would just keep coming out to go greet him and give him his flowers, literally and figuratively. Like I was like, please no more, please end this, please. And I was like, wait, what if Shinsuke Nakamura shows up out of nowhere? What if this person? But I mean, the way they did that was so awesome. I don't think there will ever be like a send off that matches it. I think it was better than the Ric Flair one. I know JJ brought up Ric Flair, but what he means to the legacy of New Japan. You could see the emotion in his face when he realized that after the 3, Okada showed him respect. Okada and him almost had that Stone Cold and The Rock moment, almost the same way. He was laid out. Okada sat next to him and whispered something in his ear, which I can only think is "I love you and thank you for everything you did." And then he bowed to him, and then he was gonna pick him up, but he told him, "No, leave me here." He was just soaking it up and almost like just sitting in the ring, like showing like this is what I do this for. Wrestle Kingdom was just awesome. And I had an awesome time calling you. I regardless of how late it was on the East Coast and the West Coast, but yeah, I don't think you could have booked it any better. Like it had a couple of like jokey stuff, but I still say at least 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10.
Wow. Again, January 4th. That's
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Follow that the rest of every company for the rest of this year now.
Again, you set the bar quite high, brother, but arigato. Well, again, Ash, it was your first ever Wrestle Kingdom call. You witnessed the end of the Ace. You witnessed the rise of Zack Sabre Jr. and TMDK and six-man champions as they challenge the knockout bracket for tag champions this coming morning on New Year's Dash. I know you're going to get more of an in-depth review as, of course, you are in the Genesis, the new beginning of your Back Wrestling YouTube channel. And again, folks, if you haven't already, please subscribe today to our Canadian friend Ash for further New Japan Professional Wrestling coverage, highlights, opinions, and further delight from my baddie friend. Arigato. And of course, we witnessed Konosuke testing the strong mental of himself and Yoda in the name of International Wrestling Grand Prix. And the women got to show what Stardom is capable of and the strength of Stardom on the Tokyo Dome stage and so much more. So what are your takeaways, highlights, and moments, and your thoughts on Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement?
So highlights for me was the women's match because I've been hearing many good things about him, and oh yeah, that was deserved. The praise they got and the hype that I received, like that I heard about them from my circle of friends.
Yeah,
it's justified. I want to see more of them. That was like a really good kickoff match. I'm happy TMDK is tag champs once again. That's awesome. I love it. The 4-way was very fun watch, especially at the end where everyone like came together to like fight off House of Torture Shenanigans. That's always fun to watch.
Thank Christ. Continue.
Oh my god, Takeshita versus Doogie was, to me, that was match of the night. Because oh my god, how intense that match was, especially with like everything on the line. And it was I was so happy Tsuji won because I love that man. He is one of my favorites in New Japan right now.
I can imagine what the advocate of Enochiism feels about Carmen Sandiego holding both the heavyweight gold.
Right? The demon doll, as he likes to call him.
Demon doll.
Yeah, because of
It's fair. Continue. Continue, Ash.
And Okada versus Tanahashi cannot ask for a better send-off. And that's also one of the highlights was the how bittersweet Tanahashi's retirement is. And that whole farewell celebration was just it was just a beautiful, lovely way to end a career. Even though I don't have an emotional attachment to Tanahashi. Not saying I don't have any fond memories of Tanahashi because I loved his IC title feud he had with Tetsuya Naito. I love watching him show up in these tournaments because we talk about like Zack Sabre Jr., Takeshita, Okada being tournament wrestlers. Tanahashi's add Tanahashi to that mix because when it's go time, it shows.
Damn right.
And
quote unquote advocate.
I also, one of my also favorite things about Tanahashi is what also kind of got me into Tanahashi as a wrestler was his feud with Zack Sabre Jr. for, of all things, the Rev Pro Undisputed British Heavyweight title.
Dickhead.
And just, yeah, it's, man, what a career. What a send-off. Just, I don't know what else to say.
You seem like you are speechless.
Yeah, because Because the impact Tanahashi has, not just in Japan, but all over the world, is just, it's going to be unmatched.
Aye.
And it's just, I don't know what else to say. This is like, I'm like, it's so funny how I say I don't have an emotional attachment to Tanahashi, yet he's leaving me speechless. Like, what does that tell you?
What does that say about you as a fan is the bigger question here, Ash. Just say.
I have all the respect and admiration for Tanahashi for what he has done as a wrestler, and I look forward to what he does in the producer role for New Japan.
All right. Well said. And again, folks, thank you to everybody that tuned into our coverage of Wrestle Kingdom. Again, subscribe to Bad for Us and subscribe to Rage of Wrestling. Stay tuned. She will be doing a review. She might be doing a review of New Year's Dash. As of course, that is coming tomorrow. If I damn have to go to work, I legit am a crazy mother-effer. I will be covering it live. But priorities of passions is back to the office to me. Good grief. That being
Make
said,
some noise for the boys.
oh, you mean these boys, the Young Punks? Let's go ahead and run down the results real quick. Again, oh, my bad. How could I be so rude?
I made that as my Twitter header. Is that where you found that?
No, I just found it on the internet, but you're welcome.
Okay, cool. Could you send me that? Because I like that picture better than the one I have on my Twitter header.
I most absolutely will.
Thank you.
ELP was able to retain the NWA World Television Championship against Chris Brooks in a great match, beating Chris Brooks for the first time ever in a singles action, nearly to the 15-minute time limit. In the ridiculous 8-team Rambo, where my power got knocked out for some reason, I came back, heard TMDK music, so Zayn Jr., Hartley Jackson, and Rihei Oira won the 6-man Never Overweight Tag Team Gold. Of course, Toriano, Yo, and Master Wado put it on the line, the Rambo, and it bit them in the ass. Now Zayn Jr. and Rihei Oira have a chance to become double champions if they beat the Knockout Brothers, who, about to add, were the first team eliminated during this thing at freaking New Year's Dash. Stay tuned for more on that. Siri and Sarah Kamatani made history as Siri became the IWGP Women's and Imperial Strong Women's Double Shake Champion in an incredible 15-minute bout on the Tokyo Dome stage, where the Phoenix Could continue to rule Stardom, as Siri will be the face of IWGP and New Japan Pro Wrestling for all Josies. An incredible matchup. The United Empire proving how strong they have become with the return of Jake Lee after a year plus of injury. Emphasis going to occur post-match. As United Empire stood a united front facing La Sombra, and of course Jake Lee picked up the win with that face break boot, of course overcoming unaffiliated War Dogs. Of course, El Desperado survived House of Torture Shenanigans and Donkey Games. He is the new number one contender for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Thank Christ Almighty. May he restore prestige and honor to this very title. We also saw for the first time ever an Olympian gold judokan take center stage on the Tokyo Dome entranceway and incapacitate Evil in a modified triangle hold, much to Walter's point here, and became the new Never Openweight Championship in his very first match ever. Look at this freaking thing. Good Lord. Night, Evil. Trapped in a reverse triangle, much to Walter's point, and the arm literally braced behind Evil's head. It was almost like he was choking himself out. Great call, by the way, Walter. You're a freaking incredible MMA expert. Always brilliant, of course, with that. As you also alluded to, we, of course, also saw Battle of the Strongest Ideologies for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship and IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, as Gene Blast, Yota Tsuji, and Konosuke Takeshita faced off against each other one-on-one for the third time ever. And to your point, Ash, Gene Blaster has brought back home both pieces of gold, but boy, was his celebration interrupted quickly as Jake Lee Shizuka Kenta did at Wrestle Kingdom 14, wiped him the freak out and put himself at the forefront for, obviously, the IWGP World Championship. Now, the question still remains, do we see Yota Tsuji bringing back the IWGP Heavyweight Championship? Version 4, by the way, folks. I'll just say that real quick, as Jada's got a point before I go to the last match. I want to echo what Ash is saying here. I have no emotional attachment to Tanahashi. 99% of the names on the card last night, excuse me, let me get it on screen, because again, she deserves the credit. 99% of the names on the card last night that I recognize I owe to AEW. That's one thing TK has done right. However, I'd be lying if I didn't admit that I got emotional at the clips I saw of Tanahashi's retirement, specifically Shibata and Gordon Lawrence. Even JJ recognizes greatness when he sees it. All right, well said, bruv. That being said, going back to this match again, to your point, Ash, a fundamental of the New Japan Dojo, a Boston Crab, as Konosuke Takeshita tapped the heck out. I still
And
can't
that's
believe
the same move he used to win the Global Heavyweight Championship against Gabe Kidd.
At King of Pro Wrestling, that's right, Shinyan Pro Wrestler, Ichiban. And of course, our main event, there's not enough hyperboles to talk about this incredible final match of heart and iron will and drive that Kazuchika Okada and Hiroshi Tanahashi left every emotion in the ring. Literally this morning, might I add, because literally it was this morning, of course. 30 minutes of absolute incredible pure wrestling chaos. See what I did there? As, of course, these two face each other for the 18th time ever. And Kazuchika Okada's made the record 10-5-3 with the Rainmaker. And realize this. The man that brought the Rainmaker to Promise was the man that brought the original Rainmaker back in his final match. It was not Beach. It was Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, pure New Japan form, that beat Tanahashi in the end. And to your point, he seemed tired, but he still didn't want Okada to help him get up.
Yeah. And this match, you can tell, like, it's just, this match was everything it needed to be. It was the greatest hits.
No kidding.
And
including freaking Bombardier and a Bouquet. Shout out to Shibata Nakamura, by Hiroshi Tanahashi, as those three men were the three musketeers of their era.
You could not have asked for a better send-off for Tanahashi.
Except for this lineup of generational impact by the ace outside Katsura Shibata, who took his shirt off, slapped the man in the chest. I thought we were going to get an exhibition. Embraced the man with a wrestler you think is a freaking machine as he embraced him and stormed off.
I love that. That was so adorable.
And the fact that Kota Ibushi, with the bravery to walk down the entire Tokyo Dome entranceway on surgically repaired ankles to embrace a man he once held as one of his gods. And yes, folks, your eyes don't deceive you. That is Will Ospreay, Keiji Muto, Tatsumi Fujinami, an original owner of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the man we owe the giant screw leg with too. Switchblade Jay White, who is still injured. Kota Ibushi, who we never know if we're going to see him wrestle again. And Kenny, by God, Omega, that all embraced the ace that night. And of course, as I said, Tranquilo, it was not done yet. What the fuck? To Advocate's point, as long as both Okada and Tanahashi's entrances combine times 3, as he always is, what? Tranquilo. Asinayo.
I don't know how. Sorry?
Go ahead, Ash.
I was about to say, I don't know how accurate this was, but during this moment, Tanahashi said to Naito, the door is always open for you.
You could always come home.
Yes.
Naito literally said, if it wasn't for you, I would not be back in the cerulean blue one last time. As, of course, we saw that for the last time, which was absolutely hilarious. And, of course, they did the fist bump. And what did he do afterwards? As Ngarbo, he spat in his face and said, adios. So will we see Naito ever again in New Japan? Probably not. But still, a freaking hilarious moment to say the least. And we weren't there by a long shot.
Wrestling.
What did you say, Ash? Go ahead.
I was about to say never in the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah, ain't that the freaking truth? You definitely aren't wrong there. As, of course, Tanahashi, he gave all his love that professional wrestling has given to him, and all the love the professional wrestling fans have given to him one last time, with not one, not two, but 3 rocking concerts. The ultimate wave in front of its final dream, a sold-out Tokyo Dome, over 47,000 strong. And to Ash's point, went up the entranceway, didn't leave us yet, as he took to a scissors lift podium, pushed by the NJPW locker room with a microphone, saying arigato to the entire upper film of the dome, thinking each and every one of those fans as much and as close as he could as he entered onto the stage with one last "I love you, watch through the lights, through the curtain." And that was the end of Tanahashi's career. As of course, we also had the 10-bell salute to honor the career of Tanahashi. Nearly 3,000 matches later. And of course, we end with high energy being played over the speakers of the Tokyo Dome with a VTR timeline highlighting Hiroshi Tanahashi's career to one final message of love to culminate this one-of-a-kind incredible night. Again, what can we not say that Wrestle Kingdom 20 left in all of our hearts in that almost hour-long, to your point, celebration of Tanahashi's career alone that set us away from the Tokyo Dome. Just damn.
Man, leave it to Wrestle Kingdom to set a high bar for pro wrestling standards for pay-per-views of the year, right?
Yeah,
and they're not done because tomorrow technically they got the New Year's Bash going on.
Yeah.
And we know that freaking Konosuke Takeshita, easy for me to say, will be part of New Year's Dash. By the way, I want you all to notice something that Konosuke was wearing. That red band on his arm representing strong style, that is the same exact color of the attire once worn by one Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, he did a Nakamura tribute too. That's so cool and sweet.
Shinsuke Nakamura, one of Konosuke Takeshita's idols and biggest inspirations, as we all know. And again, folks, that was Wrestle Kingdom 20 and the closing of the career of Hiroshi Tanahashi. This was the final sight before it finally went off the air. Again, arigato to the ace and arigato to each and every person that got involved with us in that watch long, one point or another. It's absolutely insane.
I don't think we can play it because we might get taken down copyright straight from TVSIE.
I'm not playing it. That's just there because of a screenshot GIF, apparently. That's just a picture.
Good. Okay.
You think about last year's Wrestle Kingdom, where Shota Umino said he was to be the future, took Sensei Jr. to 45 minutes. We still did not fully buy into that card. With the memory Tanahashi left on us in this retirement alone, Ash, you and Walter are already calling this a pay-per-view of the year. We're only 4 days freaking in.
Well, contender. Yeah, I just said it set a high bar. That's it.
Well, I'm about to say, top this shit. How about that hot take? But again, thank you, Hiroshi Tanahashi. And again, what a phenomenal night of professional wrestling it was with the Women's Championship, the Global, and the Heavyweight Championship, Tanahashi's final match, and of course, this closing ceremony of appreciation. Daggum, I gotta go rewatch all that. And thank you, Aaron Wolf, for beating Evil. I'm so damn happy about that. All right. Well, that being said, again, folks, you can stay tuned for a more in-depth review at Bang for Wrestling, for Wrestle Kingdom 20, as well as highlights taken away from the most unpredictable night of the year, despite the fact they actually named our card for New Year's Dash that sets up New Japan Pro Wrestling this calendar year. We know we got the New Beginning. We know we got the New Japan Cup. We know we got G1 Climax starting off in America. We know the Death Invitational will be in Las Vegas. And, folks, we will be covering it. Will we be covering other stuff outside the G1, New Japan, Sakura Genesis, Dominion? You're just going to have to stay tuned and see. But honestly, that's all up in the air depending on how our schedules work. For we love G1 Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if last night today didn't show us anything else, New Japan is in a very good spot for the future. Well, I think that being said, there really is nothing else to add, I think, at this point. So I think we would bid everybody a fine farewell on the special edition of the Sunday Shenanigans Brunch. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night for our watch along of Monday Night Raw and go from there into the next week before the shenanigans continue to ensue, as always, in and out of Sunday and Saturdays too. We thank all of you. Let's go ahead and get the heck out of here so we can all get some rest.
I know. I can't wait till July 11th, though. I know that much.
Yeah, before we all rest for New Year's Dash or work in the morning. First and foremost, Walter, as you game and level up, I hope you don't go game over. It's always a pleasure, brother. Tell what the people can connect, find you, and why they should subscribe to you.
Well, subscribe because all of this is brought to you by yeah, we're leveling up game. I'm literally after the AMC. I'm either gonna pick a Wednesday or Thursday to start gaming Ninja Gaiden 4 completely unedited. So you're gonna get all the deaths, all the kills, all the screaming, all the headaches, all the me damn near throwing a controller. Hopefully my TV doesn't break, but yeah, I'm local like that. So that's why I made those 2 teasers for the game trailer, so you guys can get ready. So follow me at the YouTube at Rage of Wrestling, and then Walter.Cruz.940 on Instagram, and then of course on Twitter at Walter Alex Cruz.
Yeah, thank you very much, Walter. You also have UFC content coming up, by the way. Don't forget about that. Passion MMA watch along content coming up too.
Yeah, that's the 24th, I believe. They have the first Paramount debut. So I got to figure out who to either. I'm gonna do that solo or figure out who to do that with, because of what we talked about off air. So we'll see. But yeah.
All right, well, fair enough, man. But again, don't overwork yourself. You may be reliable, but you're also only human after all. Appreciate you. Ash, again, you really shine in your passion for Shinyan Pro Wrestling and your knowledge. It was so much damn fun previewing this with you moderating the preview panel. I hope it's not your last one you get to lead a preview on, because I would love to see the Min and Sakura Genesis with you and collab further with you. But I more so look forward to what you bring to your channel now that you're in the new beginning of your ventures now as a content creator once again on YouTube. So go ahead and tell where the people can find you.
You can find me on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, at ShadowBadAsh, contributing into the spaces. And don't be a dickhead. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Baddie for Wrestling. Be on the lookout for the double feature of Wrestle Kingdom 20 review and New Year's Dash review, as well as some other upcoming content in store for you. But mostly I'm just going to be focusing on New Japan for the time being, because I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. It makes me so happy.
Aye. That and Stardom, they're my go-tos. There's a reason for that. Thank you so much, Ash. Again, arigato. And I look forward to the next time we collab. So please keep me posted. And again, folks, you want more New Japan Pro Wrestling coverage that's batty and enjoyable? Subscribe today to Baddie for Wrestling and follow along for the year. She won't disappoint you. Appreciate you, Ash. Again, folks, you want to find me? I'm anti-social, but simply put, I'm a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. My voice is shot, so I can't go Mr. Crocker full style tonight. So again, find me if you want, mfoster916 on the X and on YouTube as always, whether I'm moderating, simply predicting, participating, or covering all the wrestling, or lightly gaming, because believe it or not, I have a PlayStation. Once in a while, I do game too outside sleeping. It's always a joy engaging with my friends of the Symbiote Studios family for everything we do in and out of professional wrestling, stateside and internationally. But as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters, just fans with opinions with this passion we all share. So at the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your family just for life, and enjoy gaming and professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again for everybody that has tuned in across the entire weekend for Wrestle Kingdom coverage and then some. And of course, participating in the conversation. What's that? Shout out Nick Ferrantes, by the way, who his order must have burnt in the oven, or his technology dropped, or he dropped from melatonin GTSing. Again, we'll get more of Nick's takes and absolute absurdity. James Hebert surpassed levels of stupidity, I'm sure, here on the Shenanigans very soon, but we appreciate him always too. Appreciate all of you. Please don't subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell. Next video goes live on demand on any of the channels here at the Symbiote Studios. Hit the subscribe button, especially for her. Let's get her to 200. That is my resolution goal for Baddie for Wrestling, much like Walter's looking for 300. Let's get those numbers up. Let's talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling and Japanese professional wrestling more. Bring a highlight to the strongest style of professional wrestling on the planet. If you want to see more of it or hear more about it, simple as that. Again, hit the subscribe button, help my friends' channels grow. And again, stay tuned. The coverage, the content, the creativity, the passion, the discussions, the madness, the shenanigans, they are not going to let up anytime soon. But I think with that being said, for right now, until we see you for Stranger Things on Monday Night Raw. And again, shout again to the baller, Big G, that was here. And of course, the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. We're going to bid you all now a fine adieu. So, for all of you in the chat that has been part of the discussion, for JJ, Safet, for Charles Schultz, for Bullyman. By the way, pleasure to engage with you, sir, finally, during, of course, the Symbiote Studios Awards. For everybody, by the way, who participated in that and getting those awards in order. And for the advocate of Enochiism that is also involved in the chat, as well as Nathan Banks and Daniel. For our Canadian friends, Ash and Nick. For the renegade of wrestling, JJ Woods. And for the rage of wrestling, Walter Cruz, who works in and out of the screen, playing games and taking care of priorities too. I am the Cement Noel Foster, reminding you as always, make a positive impact in life. Have a good night. Thank you, Tanahashi, and thank you all for tuning in once again to another special Sunday edition during brunch of your typical Saturday Shenanigans. Have a good night, folks, and we will see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw.